back. It's been a few days. Kind of been slacking on the online tournament grind lately, but very exciting day tournament stuff happening today. Got the usual Monday night tournament that we're playing in against Blocklax the first round, interestingly enough. And also we have all the cool stuff that happened at EUIC to go over, so that's going to be a ton of fun. Like, I'm not sure if y'all have seen it already, but they just uploaded the list on Limitless this afternoon, and there's a lot of crazy stuff that I really would like to talk about and hear what all we think about the stuff that went down, because I mean, some of it was expected, but some of it wasn't. Like, there were things. Yeah, we'll just talk about it when we get to those lists. But let's win a game first. Morning from Europe, nice. Just saw the Mela, but we're back on Lax. I realized after you put that the thumbnail is a little misleading. I didn't intend for it to be that way, but here we are. At least we got that out of the way early enough in the stream that like the VOD watchers aren't going to be like, "Hey Blitzel, you put stocks on the thumbnail. You're not playing Lax." Chill. I just like Control. Very Control top 4 was very cool to see. I was kind of disappointed because I didn't get to watch it live because I had to do stuff. But apparently it was a pretty good set. I mean, Alessandro did apparently make a pretty egregious misplay. But Control's good. I told y'all. And there were still those Snorlax stall doubters who said that the deck was good. Good evening, Aaron. So yeah, my opponent hasn't even showed up yet, so I wouldn't actually be that opposed to a no-show. How to check in? There should just be a big yellow button. Like, you go dashboard, you click the match, and you just press the button. On 2-1 drop to by Wiggly? Heck yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't even be that opposed to the round 1. Normally I like at least I'm like I like rather play Pokemon. Like, I I don't want the no-show, but that'd be fine. We can talk about all the EYC stuff right away. Oh yeah, Nathan Ginsburg got on stream with the Wigglytuff. We'll talk about that because that was pretty darn cool. Shout out to Nathan. That was sick. But yeah, I'm very excited to talk about this stuff, but we just gotta do like the whole extra tournament stuff too. I know we're not just gotta do that the tournament stuff. I feel like it's been so long since I've streamed, but it's really just been Thursday. Are losing against towards Zardos with birds? No. I mean, the 5 gusts is annoying, but I still think it's fine. Nothing changes. Mimikyu and Klawf are still very annoying, except there's more ways to get around it than previous lists. But in fact, without the max belt, they're even worse into dealing with Chi-Yu, so Chi-Yu can take away potentially some of those resources. So the round 1 no-show, it's fine. We're okay with it. Actually, I'm kind of cool with it, so we can look at all the wonderful EUIC stuff. So EUIC, and here we are. As you guys have probably heard by now, Tord won the whole thing, making him like making, come on, I think it's funny that like the Pokemon TCG GOAT conversations come back up with Tord's 5th IC win. And I've always been more of a Tord guy than a Jason guy. But I feel like there shouldn't be a debate anymore. Like, sure, if you plant Jason, like Jason was so far ahead in his era compared to Tord and this era. But like, I don't know, it's like it's not fair to dock Jason for not playing anymore, but also Tord is to keep accumulating these results consistently in an era with more good players is incredible. Like, no knock to the players of the retro eras and stuff, but there's just more good players. It's so much easier to become a good player faster now. So, why the Cleffa? Because it's just basic. It's sometimes better than like having the second Rotom. It's a pivot. It's drop power if we get Spiritomb. So, I like having the Cleffa. Like we can take towards the GOAT without like knocking Jason. Like I'm cool with putting Jason number 2, and that's awesome. Like we don't have to say like Jason sucks, he played against plumbers, but like come on, I feel like you're kind of trolling. I mean, you could say Jason also is kind of sus with some of the both of them were masters of the o'clock. But this list is actually kind of crazy. Like the mix of the mix of Pidgeot and Bibarel, pretty elites. And also the Cleffa, which I'm happy to like. We knew from playing Control that Cleffa Buddy Poffin was the sauce, so I'm happy to see other people picking it up. And I think Spiritomb loses a lot of value if Charizard are playing Cleffa, like I think that they should. If Spiritomb loses a lot of value if the Charizard can still draw cards while it's being locked down. You basically just wasted a bench slot. So I don't think I'll be playing Spiritomb anymore after Cleffa is now emergence. But the big thing was Yelcheer and Turos. Well, not necessarily Turo, but 2 of them and the Yelcheer, which Yelcheer being able to just not be like the issue with like Pal Pad is it's gonna get airied or sistered away before you actually can utilize it. Like Cheer is not gonna get gotten rid of in the Control matchup. So I think that was towards plan. He did beat a Control in top 8. So this is a pretty like it's 2 Turos and Overtech because Yelcheer and Overtech probably. I'm currently in the Masters Division. But yeah, that was kind of a big thing with this list for us Control gamers. Like, how are we supposed to beat this? How did I beat Roaring Moon? With my Control list, Wigglytuff kind of carries because they can't really do anything to it. But yeah, if you're playing the Alessandro Cremascoli list, you just play Wyvern and you're chilling. So I know. I guess what got second, and that was kind of surprising, was Giratina. Like a lot of people, myself included, kind of had written off Tina a little bit. Well, not say written off, but just like sort of just like Tina's gonna exist, but it's not gonna be that good. And having like an inherently having like one of the like few decks that's like a naturally favored Zard matchup is pretty cool. But then they also innovated with like the Banette package. I think like the idea with the Banette is the item lock one is good against POW, good against Control potentially. The issue I think with this deck is like if we're blind choosing second, like I think we probably are. At least game 1 we probably can't use Banettes, or it'd be hard to get maximum value just like denying Baxcalibur over touching the board. But I mean this Banette is just a solid card to have in any Lost Zone deck. So like it's like essentially second boss, second Roxanne, or just like ramping the Lost Zone and just without like a ton of opportunity cost. Like we do have to cut down to like we have to cut down to like 1 of each supporter, which is kind of annoying. But the Banette is pretty neat. Other than that, it's like a pretty standard Tina list. Like they had to shave the supporter count to fit the things. I like cutting gear. Other than that, I guess there's no water energies. Just playing more actually good energies, which I'm kind of down with. Yeah, it's not like aside from the Banette, there's really nothing else crazy happening. All right, now the moment we all been waiting for. Alessandro Cremascoli's bird control deck. And this is a lot different than what we've been playing on the channel. I'm glad we had the no Snorlax taken here. That was something that I got kind of fried for. Like y'all kept asking me, like, bro, where's the Snorlax? It makes even more sense here because we have like the Noivern to beat Future. So like that was the one matchup where we liked having Snorlax. So like let's just not play that card. It's just not very overall that great. You, you played the Wigglytuff at USC, you choked a 5-0 lead, but the list was cracked. That's awesome. I'm sorry that you blew the 5-0, but shout out to you for playing the Wigglytuff. That's pretty awesome. Where was I? So we like have the Noivern's like auto in Ancient, auto in Future, and maybe Lost Box. We had the Bouffalons for Charizard for Lost Index for Mirror Match. We have the Thornton so we can cheat the Noivern into play if our Noibat gets gusted down. Roseanne can help loop Devo, have multiple Defiance bands, things like that. I only like something like the interesting things like double heavy ball. Like, bro really did not want to prize any of the one-ups. And only one Cyllene with no Yell Cheers. So if that one Cylene's prized, we don't have any kind of like general recovery like we do have the Roseanne, but like we can't just like sort of infinitely loop supporters. So I think that the Noivern take's interesting. It's not flawless in the future. They still can 4-hit it, so we have to like 4-hit them as well. Especially like let's start playing 2 Psychics, so we can attack with 2 Iron Crowns in the game. It wouldn't be great, so the Noivern's interesting because it's like I've been playing Wigglytuff for a while now, and Wigglytuff is better into more decks. Like Wigglytuff is actually good into Giratina, it's good into Lugia, where Noivern is pretty much strictly good into Ancients, into Lost Box, kind of, and Future Hands. But it is really, really good in those matchups that it's good, and it's much better than Wigglytuff is just individually. So Noivern's quite interesting. Yeah, Noivern wouldn't help with Lugia. They just nuke it with Chinchino. So I read Alessandra's post, and the main idea behind the Bouffalon was for Mirror Match. I'm not 100% sold that against a good player that the Bouffalon actually matter in Mirror. Because like if I'm up against Control from now on, I'm just gonna go Mist Energy Chi-Yu, and your Bouffalon's useless against me. I get that first mill, like, sick. I guess I'm putting my Mist on something other than Pidgeot, so you could Devo me. But I'm not going to lose to a Bouffalon, is what I mean. I don't really like having no sisters. I really enjoy it to, like, hunt Prime Catcher, hunt cards up against Future, up against Lost Box. I'm not a massive fan of no sisters. The Devo for an additional win con against C-Pow is pretty interesting. Like, it's something that I haven't really thought that I've needed, but it's another option to have. I'm playing in the Deck on Monday tournaments. Why would the Iron Hands build be doing better online and at UIC than the Moon builds? We already kind of have like Crisis Punch and Charizard for big hitters, so you have the Iron Hands to like some more uptrade potential, I guess. I mean, Iron Hands is better into the Lugia matchup. So yeah, very interesting stuff from Alessandro. Happy to see Control in top 4. Then we had William playing Charizard. Actually quite a bit different from Towards List. So we see Airy double Devo, like Palpad instead of the Team Yell's Cheer. But yeah, Cleffa in both the top 4 better Zard lists. So I think you also noted down and yeah, just have Cleffa in your Charizard decks. Seems pretty good. So I think yeah, one takeaway is Cleffa's pretty good in Charizard, and yeah, Spiritomb as a tech card lost a lot of value. I mean, still couldn't beat Tord in top 4 despite like a heavily favored matchup on paper. But kind of controversially lost due to the timer. Like, there's no way that that William would have lost game 3 had it been played out to conclusion, but there just wasn't enough time. But yeah, pretty cool list. I might like this one more than Towards. I'm not quite sure. And there's a couple of Future Hands here. So Future Hands, I think kind of exceeded expectations. I wasn't really super high on the deck, but it is like it's basically the successor to Peony Miraidon. It's just a fast Iron Hands deck. You like the Wigglytuff more than Noivern. So I think like the argument now is like Lugia isn't real. Like Lugia did so bad at this event. So taking the loss seems a lot better because like there's no way that Lugia's usage going forward trends upward. Unless it has like a big showing at Orlando. This is kind of like what we saw with Future, but except there's an Erica's invitation, which is actually kind of cool. Like not something you're thinking about and playing around, but like Iron Hands can kind of struggle if there's nothing on the board they can up trade on. So like the Erica's on like sort of a counter catcher. Like now that this thing is like out of the bag and people know that Erica's exist, like now you gotta play around Erica's against Future Hands. But it loses a lot of upside if people are playing around it. There's a Vacuum, there's a 1 card, there's a Prime. Double Psychic seems pretty good to attack with Miraidon. I have the ground attack for a stall. I think this list is pretty good. If I were going to play Future Hands, I'd probably start here. And there was another one that Yuho was playing. Only one boss is kind of crazy to me. The Crisis Punch, I think Yuho said that it was bad. Finalist in Junior Act. Nah, Juniors has like less rounds, so there's less rounds that variants can just cook you. You have to high roll less with the high roll deck. Yeah, I think I like the other top 8 lists just more than Yuho's. And there also was the Roaring Moon to Dunsparce deck, which we were playing in the tournament where this deck like kind of first got played when it won that tournament. It actually is a really cool deck, and we've kind of seen it like trend upward on the online usage. Like it is now one of the pretty much top 5 most played decks. Even Ancients kind of trended up lately, but it's a really cool deck because it can like pose a single price board and then pretty much put down a 2 pricer whenever it wants to. So it's a pretty neat deck, honestly. I'm not ultra surprised it got it did so well. I think a lot of people are going to pick up on this and probably, I mean, everyone loved Roaring Moon last one. I was like the most played deck at Vancouver, so I wouldn't be shocked at all to see it be one of the most played decks at the upcoming regionals. Like this deck just seems super solid, and after Tina did so well, does have one of the better Tina matchups on paper. Tina does not deal with an 140 HP single pricer all that well. You do have to be careful like Sableye and Greninja sniping down sparse, but see, overall sick deck. It has one that like I'm definitely interested to try this deck out myself when we get the chance to, because it's very cool deck. And then the last one was another Snorlax. Well, this is another Pidgeot control. But this one's a lot different than Cremascoli's. Very like Cremascoli had 0 Snorlax. Burt Wolters playing 3 Snorlax. He's playing a thicker, like playing another Airy, playing less Penny, playing a Yakimo, playing Temple of Sinnoh. There's a lot more. Like Burt did lose to Tord because Tord had all the Professor Turos, so it seems pretty tough for like Burt's deck has so much more, has a much bigger emphasis on retreat lock, and that strategy would not work against Tord. So yeah, I think generally retreat lock is so much less good this format than it has been in the past, so I really don't like this super heavy emphasis on it with the 3 Snorlax with the Ericas, because it kind of like comes at the price with like without Penny. Like you take a Penny out, you're even kind of cutting consistency cards. Doesn't really feel like worth it in my opinion. Like I was kind of surprised to see this make top 8. Like if you would show me this list before UIC and were like, hey Blitzel, do you think this will make top 8? Like no. I would have told you no. But Bird Control is very good. Spoiler alert, this deck is pretty good. So that's another list out there. And then yeah, Fabian bubbled out of top 8s with Gardevoir, which Gardevoir kind of showed up this weekend. Like a lot of people didn't think it was really that good, and there's like 3 in top 32 or better there. So kind of interesting, because like I feel like it's kind of flying under the radar since it bubbled out, but it wouldn't shock me if Guardy like top 8s Orlando has a big finish here in one of the upcoming regionals. At this point, you're running Ericus to deny a single price checkmate. Not even a retreat lock anymore. It's so you can, yeah. Yeah, Guardy's it's a much different deck, but it still feels very real. Like we have the big hitters with the Drifloon and the Scream Tail, have some disruption abilities. I've never been a Guardy gamer, but like this deck does seem pretty good. Let's make sure we don't miss our round here talking. So one kind of interesting thing to take away from this tournament is most of the people that did well, like Tord, been playing Charizard. Isaiah, one of Tina's strongest soldiers. Kramascoli, literally the father of Snorlax Pidgeot. William made Arven's as a deck. Yuho is like Miraidon gamer, so Future Hand's basically the successor to Miraidon. And like Fabian has been been a Guardy gamer through and through, so yeah, I think it's especially early in formats and there's things so much left to, or so many things left to figure out. Just playing a deck that you know in and out just seems really, really good. It's like rather than just finding the play, just like if you know your deck better than anyone else does, just do it. Like I'm not like ever like, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but like instead of scrambling around to find like the play, like the best position deck, just play the deck that you know the best. We have not gotten to Sanders take on Control yet. You used the last version of Pidgeot Control for our local league. It was pretty fun. Yeah, no problem. Arc Vulpix Noivern's pretty good into the meta besides Future Hands. Wait, wouldn't Noivern just farm Future Hands? Oh yeah, there's a lot of UIC lists that have my attention. We're just gonna have to slowly get through them. I'm not gonna go over like every single deck. I just wanted to look at like all like the top 9 decks, because then like gets a little repetitive after that. But Ancient Box, I was very surprised to see 1 in top 16. I don't feel like this deck was very good. Am I going to Orlando? I am. But it showed up. Like this isn't really that drastically different from what people were playing online. So I was somewhat surprised to see it do very well. Because I feel like the Moon to Dunsparce deck is just the better Baby Moon deck. But like some top players like Shemansky and Vinny Fernandez played the deck. And yeah, I did win seniors. So pretty interesting to see here. It's another Moon to Dunsparce. It's even an Arc Armarouge. Yeah, this deck is pretty sick. Even saw they really like it with my deck yesterday. Only lost 2 Future Hands. Hey, that's awesome. Congrats. Gabriel can win the mob and energies. I know Gabriel's so goated. Like, bro just wins everything in seniors. So there's that Arc Armarouge. There was an Espathra, which is funny because like Espathra's like built to be like a Zard counter deck, and it still got cooked by Zard on stream, which was kind of funny. But Espathra seems to be a very it seems to be a viable deck, which is kind of surprising. You got some points. Sick. Congrats. Another Cleffa deck. If you're playing Buddy Poffin, like it might not be a bad idea to put Cleffa in your deck. Yeah, it was neat seeing Espathra do well. Yeah, the best Lugia was 24th, which is kind of a big disappointment for the deck. Yeah, like I mean Lugia is I don't think anyone like questions Lugia's power level. It just can't consist. Like it's just gonna lose games to favorite matchups because the deck just doesn't work. Just the consistency is lacking. I don't think this thing was turned like it wasn't doing like anything too much differently. In fact, it had like more draw supporters than most other Lugia lists have. Yeah, there was that Paradox Lost Box that got 12. And there was even like this Arceus handlock deck that got top 32, like super heavy airy grabber, Luxray even, just like trying to disrupt your opponent's hand, like brick them out, and like that's pretty funny. I want to give this a try as kind of like an arc pile enjoyer. This seems like a ton of fun. My day's been pretty good. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon today. Yeah, and future hands did do pretty good. So, like Lugia tends to stay out of the tie bracket, so does future hands. So like, that's not a good thing for Lugia. It's not good. Like, it doesn't be frequently in bracket of future hands players. And there was a bird control. I mean, it was goated bird control is playing Klawf. I mean, no Wigglytuff, so that's quite tragic, but glad to see a fellow Klawf gamer playing the Sinnoh, so we like try to cope into a Lugia. It's interesting. But yeah, Klawf is a pretty good card. We're happy to see it. And then there was another bird control. I'm gonna look at all the control lists, and this one was really cool because like Great Tusk is really neat, and I kind of known about the Great Tusk for a little bit. I just was told not to leak it on stream, so we didn't. But it's a pretty cool idea to have an attacker that can one-hit a Chinchino for a single energy with a Defiance Vest. With a Charm has 300 HP, so it's very awkward for Giratina to knock out. Can 2-hit Iron Hands, 2-hit Arceus. It's a pretty versatile card. Like, it's not just like just a Chinchino killer. I mean, aside from that, it's like pretty much it's bird control, right? Like it's a lot of the players that we've become used to lately, like playing the Cyllene Youch split is like something interesting, but that is pretty good for mirror matches if you have both. You were watching Heap of Voz and you finally have a solid understanding of this one's matchups with the Wigglytuff control deck. That's awesome. So yeah, very happy to see a pretty similar control list to what we've been using do pretty well, and has the Great Tusk innovation. The round's still there's still a few minutes left. We can still squeeze a few more lists out here. Let's just like beeline through all the controls. There is this one here playing Zubats. Bro, you're playing the board. Please just you're already playing board. Play Cleffa, please. That card is so broken. Okay, I just had to get that out of the way. I saw this list earlier and I'm just like, please, dude, Clef is so good. Yeah, I don't really like this list. It's got a lot of dead cards. Yeah. I'm like Sinnohs do give you a chance into Lugia, but they feel kind of bad. Like Ericus doesn't really feel that good. Yakumo doesn't really feel that good. I guess to peek at your opponent's hands, but that seems pretty weak. Like to justify a card in your deck to that. Technically two, because you're also playing the rescue board. Yeah, I'm not a very big fan of this list. Then there's even the best performing Snorlax stall got 59, which is kind of disappointing. It has like patrol cap for the mirror match, triple airy. It's okay. As good as Snorlax stall can be. How good is Tusk in control? No, you need I mean Cape is still good. Yeah, you just use a Defiance band on it. So yeah, the Snorlax stall kind of underperformed. Here's the big one here. 65th place. Wigglytuff control. You love to see it. It's almost identical to the list that we played on stream at Monday night. So that was really sick to see it. 8-1 through day one. It made it on stream. Yeah, this is the list. Our strategy against Great Tusk and Mela. You try to fang snipe their supporters early, then you just start milling them with GU. So that was pretty sick to see. A future box. We'll check on that later. I wanna quickly look at all the other controls before we have to go. Did I scroll past any? I might have. There was Sander finally made a comeback playing Control and playing like cut a lot of all of the attack cards, play a 2/2 line with Light, which is kind of interesting. I do kind of like the original Lucky. It's something that I kind of want to try in my own builds eventually. But there's like, I don't like necessarily hate the Light part because sometimes the deck does need something like aside from Pidgeot to get going. So Light Party is kind of interesting. I'm not sure though it's like strong enough. Like you are cutting powerful cards to fit this. Next round. Man. Alright, rip. We'll have to we'll finish looking at all the controls after this. Thank you, King. Our begins the Giratina. It's not the Banettina. There's no Temple of Sinnoh. Okay, I can work with this. 3 bosses orders is a little high. But we can make this work. Wow. Alright. That is kind of crazy. The trade life part in formats. I mean, no one told you because no one really had played it, and for most of its existence, the Curlia was just better. Alright, well, Giratina's. I was trying to work on this matchup this morning because, like, I'm sure Tina's gonna rise in popularity with even if it's not the Banette build, like Isaiah playing Tina is probably gonna get more people to think about the deck again, like who maybe played Tina in the past but were a little too didn't necessarily have like a greatest starting point to go off of. Like Azul played it, Isaiah played it, so like now there's a lot more to go off. It was pretty funny seeing Azul play Tina after he clowned on it for so long, said it would never win anything. Played Tina. That was pretty hilarious. Yeah, I like jumped out of my seat when I saw that Azul was playing Tina. I was like, no way. And it was hilarious in the post-game interview too. When Chip kind of trolled him over it. Is there a way to make Control beat Lugia? It's not a perfect way. I think Wigglytuff is the best option, but it's still not perfect. I think Alessandro probably would have beat Tord in the finals had he not made that one little misplay. I mean, not just a little misplay, that was pretty massive, right? Like forgetting to pitch that one extra trainer card. Yeah, that was pretty sad. It definitely could have gone all the way. You got donked? Dang it, King. I haven't even started my game yet. You're already done? Sheesh. One's not getting the match. Cringe. Yeah, it is kind of crazy to see 3 boss. Like, bruh. The misplay in game 2. Yeah, I couldn't even like ultra the way for a Seal Stone, but didn't, so had one more trainer in hand, so a Poltergeist was enough to a 1-hit. I guess you go second against Tina, that's pretty good. Got no show win. We take those. You opened the Lux, which I'm kind of liking this matchup. Especially with the hand that we have, we could definitely Fang Snipe right off the rip. Like we could Nestle for Pidgey, for a Seal Stone, for DTE Fang Snipe, and we still have like Ultra Ball Candy in hand. Bring 3 cards off of Alessandro's list for Orlando. I think if like I think if you just like wanted to play Control, just start with Alessandro's list. Like that is probably the best option. Yeah. I think like a lot of people probably tried the Wigglytuff list initially because that was like the best list publicly available. But now that there's like some of the lists that did well at UIC, like especially Alessandro's, it's probably smarter to play that. Not that the Wigglytuff is bad, but Alessandro's is probably better. But that's okay. Wigglytuff is still fun and still good. So I'm trying to like I'm still playing the Wigglytuff tonight, and I'm like trying to figure out if I still want to play it for Orlando or not, because like the card is really cool and it is pretty good as well, but like are there better options available is what I'm trying to ask myself. Alright, Forest in there can get the DTE. We can even go get ourselves the Jigglypuff since we saw the Wigglytuff in deck. We can Arven for the Forest Steel Stone Red Candy. And we have the turn 2 Pidgeot. We can also just rip. Presumably they're holding a Chorus if they lost Zone 1, so we can potentially get some value here. If they prime my Pidgey, that would kind of suck though. It's fine, it never happens. Prime Catcher's not real. Alright, spit. Not spit, Fang Snipe. Okay, their hand is very dead. I don't know what card they chose Chorus instead of, but I'm very confused. I see the Thwacky reveal. Doesn't have an ability if there's like that stadium in play, you can search your deck for a card or something. I saw it, but I don't exactly recall what it does. Alright, they get down more comb fees. But if their hand kind of sucks, and that gives me time to like build my board here, I'm kind of chilling with that. You got a little something for me at Indy? Alright. Got all the indie stuff booked actually yesterday, so for sure making it there. That's not a threat. No problem. Ah, so it's like kind of like a convoluted like combination of cards. When I can just go Rare Candy Pidgeot. They lost on a boss, so maybe they're holding another one in hand. Aries a pretty spicy top deck. My game is kind of laggy today. I don't know why. So I definitely want to go search out myself this Pidgeot. But I kind of like want to have like a combo ready for like be able to like instantly go Wigglytuff. So I'm gonna go grab the Mist Energy, put it on the Jigglypuff, Fang Snipe. I feel fairly confident that my opponent won't have an amazing answer in hand. I don't really want to play the Airy though, because I don't like the likelihood of them like actually having 2 items seems kind of low. And Cyllene doesn't really seem that good. So this Fang Snipe. I wish I played Airy. Okay, wow. The cards that they picked up last turn were pretty good. We're definitely playing Airy next turn. Probably the Nest Ball. That gets some concealed cards. Although Punish for sure. I was like, there's no way they have good cards in the hand. Like, I'm just gonna be pitching. I'm gonna Airy out like a 1 gate or something. And this Fang Snipe away Roxanne. If I get bodied for this, now like I go like play the cards and lost impact, I'm gonna be kind of mad. I'm gonna be pretty mad. He wants to beat me Force. I did lost in the Sableye. Just stage 1 single prizer. It's not limited 1 search per turn. Just like so much more high maintenance. Like I can just commit like 6 slots in my deck to Pidgeot. Or there's like kind of limited upside if I'm playing that many. I feel like that's the wacky and all the other combo pieces just to get the ability to work in the first place. It could still be fun though. Like I'm not. Would it ever not be in the same format as Pidgeot? Is that ever like even a possibility? Oh, I'll send another boss. Okay, they're holding something pretty good. Let's go get ourselves the Wigglytuff, I think. Nah, probably have the only other double turbo. Now yeah, I know this area is hitting at least 2 gates. We're definitely doing this now. Oh. Okay. Well, now we Fang Snipe their only boss, so they're out of Gust for the entire game. You can play an Iono on me, I don't care. You've lost your list for Orlando? Sick. I haven't heard from you in a few days, Blaziken. I was like wondering, I was like, dang, I haven't got a message from Blaziken TCG in a couple days. I'll pick a cards. I feel pretty good about my chances of winning this game with they have no Gusts left. They have 2 gates and 1 rod. Yeah, they've lost in 2 bosses and I picked up 1. And they did just lost in the Lost Vacuum as well. Been doing some cooking lately. All right, I'm interested to see what you have going on. I'm assuming that they're gonna play an Iono on me, on a throwing. I don't know. They've had some pretty tough loss since, so maybe not. They played an Iono. See, we we not only discarded the boss, but we bait them into playing Iono. Bro, absolutely broken. So now we. I'm gonna try the ordinary, but you'll send it later. Alright, sick. We just quick search for Arven, for Ultra Ball. Get the Jigglypuff going. I don't think there's like any kind of bundle or any sort of that jank in here. So yeah, that's all the Gust. We just shove Wigglytuff in the active spot. I can't really do a ton about it. I probably should have evolved the Wigglytuff into Wigglytuff last turn instead of grabbing the double turbo, so we like played around the Moonlight Shuriken. We knew they were gonna be down 2 gates, so if they do Moonlight Shuriken, are we even that mad? I'm not a Noivern enjoyer. I just like. I hate that Noivern's for one matchup only because yes, it is good against Ancient and Lost Box, but like I can play Wigglytuff and be good into those matchups as well and be better into so much more. It's just like it sucks that Noivern is the best option for future, so it actually does make sense for people to play it. Well, yeah, and if futures are gonna play double Psychic Energy, then it probably doesn't even beat future. You need hammers as well, which like at that point, no, I'm not doing that. There's an Ultra Ball in here, right? Busted. Seems good. I probably should grab Cape. I mean, I'm not getting knocked out. It's fine. Just having cards to a discard is a pretty good. Come on. There we go. And then we smack. Isn't Noivern good against control? Not at all. Because in the control mirror, it's just Chi-Yu and Luxray. So if you're swinging with Noivern, you're not winning. Yeah, that's not bad, Poke. You get him. I'm sorry you didn't get anything good, but like, I think you should be worried about Penny in future and Moon. That's definitely a real thing. I'm back from a league challenge is kind of good. They burned their last gates. They can't even get another Tina loaded up quickly. Because Block is not a very good deck. I'm glad it took people. Like, I'm glad that it didn't do very well. I'm not trying to brag here, but like, I kind of called it. I said Block was one of the most overrated decks in format many times. Yeah. Like, Tord was very prepared to beat it. I'm like, a lot of the people were went into the weekend to not lose to block. And a deck like block, all like when it pretty much has zero counterplay to its techs, it's infinitely worse when it's a known quantity and people are going to be expecting you and playing around you. Oh yeah, it's block is probably always gonna be the more popular deck than control. It was like nearly double the control play rate at EUIC, but it's so much worse of a deck. Rescue board is just like it makes an easy pivot back into Cleffa, and also can make it so you can like penny loop if your Pidgeot gets knocked out. Like you can still have a free retreater on the board and loop your Mawile. Alright, let's get this and this. So now if we cape this dude up, they already lost in the vac, so we're out of range of everything. We can load this up here so we like Cheren punch next turn. Do we need to play the Pow Pad? Don't think so. So we just smack. Oh yeah, if you really want to beat block, you can do it. But like it's a lot harder just to like play a couple cards in your deck and just be like, I beat control. Yeah, the Regilucky development in Charizard is pretty interesting. I don't think it actually does anything against control because they just Fang Snip the card every single time. But against stall, it just auto wins. Okay. Oh, they pull out the Iron Leaves, which can get the knockout here. I did not see that coming, but now we just Radzard this, and we win. So that's fine. Yeah, we still made the correct play because now they're like they're still out of gates. This Radzard always just sweeps. But it does beat stall and is versatile enough in other matchups that I think it's alright. But I don't think like people are going to adopt it too much, like because all the top players played it, but they didn't really do that well. They're list locked in for Orlando. I have like 2 different lists I'm deciding between. Like my heart wants to go with Wigglytuff because that's what we've been rocking for a long time here. But like my head's like no, it's not smart. Don't do that. And trying to decide which one to go with. Can you see them? Potentially. Okay, I don't even really want to play Cyllene. Like, I just hold everything. They're out of gates. Radzard just takes 2 prizes, or I can penny back into Pidgeot and take a prize and then finish with a Radzard. Won't show it to anyone. I'm not worried about it. Night March? Oh yeah, Night March is one of my decks. I think Boof is pretty bad. Personally, like, it doesn't... Every controller should be playing Mist Energy. So one of the big things was it wins the mirror match. There are better Zard techs. I think the only reason you play Buffon is if you're super concerned with Giratina. Because it's win more into a lot of matchups, and it is pretty good into Giratina. That's like the only... But if people are playing like the dehydrated list like Bradner and them played, it's not that great. Like it's okay, but it's not amazing. Yeah, we just go Penny plus 3 wins plus bench the Radzard, and we have it. Yeah, 4-1 second overall with Zard, nice. Okay, 1 second, chat. I see that there's interesting things being said here, so we will Boof is really only good against Ancient Box because you can lost in their fighting and lock Koraidon. Yeah, but like I think you beat that matchup anyway with just retreat lock or spreading out their energies plus all that. I'm playing Mela tonight. I'm That's from the list that we played last Thursday or whatever. I took out the Snorlax and put in Mela. Because like I was testing the TM matchup this morning, and just being able to rouse out at 4 prizes was pretty good. And also, yeah, pretty good against hands. And I like that Mela also could go into Pidgeot, so you could go Cape Pidgeot and like knock out a Chinchino or something. I think if you're gonna play Pidgeot control, I would recommend starting out with Alessandro's list. Am I leaning toward no Wigglytuff? I don't really know if I have like a lean either way personally. I just like, it kind of depends on how much I respect Lugia. Because like if Lugia is very real, I don't want to take the L to it. But like, we saw Alessandro nearly go all the way with 0 game plan into Lugia. Lugia drastically underperformed. So like, if my goal is to go all the way, which it is, I feel kind of fine taking like, there's like there's kind of more matchup variance, right? Like like I feel like Lugia is not going to convert very well. So I could totally get bodied in the first couple rounds, hit a couple Lugia, and my tournament could be over. But I feel like if I make it into day 2, there's going to be a lot less Lugia. I have a smaller chance of hitting it, so my deck will just be better. So it's like, it's a kind of interesting thought process, I guess. Going to Orlando, why am I testing on PCGL? I do both. I do both. Okay, there is 0 perfect Lugia counter. There's nothing that totally makes the matchup free for you, but Wigglytuff's the best that we have that's like also most versatile everywhere else. Like I would definitely like my all right, I'll hold that L, Jeff. I was surprised to see it at a 22%. 20%'s a big number. I'll hold that L. Oh yeah, I would have farmed toward deck. I would have totally farmed toward. I'm winning a UIC finals against Tord. Is Mimikyu worth? Yeah, I don't know if you beat Charizard if you cut it. The point isn't that like, sure, every deck does have an answer to it, but it forces out more resources out of them to deal with it. It's an annoying thing that they have to account for. Yeah, I think if you don't play Mimi, you probably lose to Charizard, so it's also good against future. It's like good against Arctina. Like I think you have to play Mimikyu. Tord does have immaculate plot armor. So no Team Devo because I feel fine into C-Pow and Zard. Mainly because I have the Wigglytuff as like an alternative win con against C-Pow, but if you weren't playing Wigglytuff and you like just had Ravagers like your only offensive threat, I think you probably could play the Devo. Wiggly is against any Lost Zone deck, future hands. Why am I drawing a blank here? C-Pow, Roaring Moon decks, Ancients. And Klawf is pretty much just for Charizard and Lugia, but also can be good against Arctina. Tord has Tord has very stacked plot armor. I think if you're trying to beat Future, then you there's better answers to Future than play Wigglytuff. Yes, Iron Crown's attack does hit through both of those. I'd rather be facing Arctina than Lug, personally. I think if Wigglytuff is your game plan into Future, then that's I don't know if I like that fully. It depends on what else you have going on in that list. Wigglytuff like isn't bad in that matchup, but if that's your rationale behind, like, no, everyone's always better if you're trying to do that. if that's your goal out of the card. Okay, but yeah, anyway, 2 starts, bust a deck, still 8 minutes to go. I still want to sneak in these other control lists. Nah, Lugia has too many energies. I don't think the promo Rotom does enough. So Sander kind of cut consistency to put in some, or cut tax to put in more consistency. Has some other interesting options in here. I'm not a massive fan of like the Luxray Devo Sinnoh like kind of cards in this deck, but there are like interesting alternatives in here that like kind of have been under explored, I think. And then another one. It's very beautiful. This list is very good. I enjoy this list. So yeah, there was that. Shout out to Angus Johnson. You are a legend. Then where are my other fellow birds? We have Peter here. No. I want to hit deck list. Shout out to Peter. You are also an absolute legend. You have a good deck. So that brings our Wigglytuff counter up to 3. Then we have this list here. I want to try more with the Regieleki. The Daisy plus Phone combo is, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Just play more good cards. I'm not like opposed to a Basin. The one Temple is just cope. But Aleki's kind of cool. I like Aleki. I think there's like 2 more down here. There's so many people made day 2. It's kind of crazy. Actually, a Japanese player made it all the way out to England. Playing Salvatore, playing Riz, Rice's Punch. There's a lot going on here. Double Luxray, like all that's just not fix the Lugia matchup. Salvatore just seems like this. Thornton always seems better than Salvatore. So yeah, there's no vests. Like, I have to cut on some pretty essential cards to fit all this crazy stuff that's happening. So yeah, I'm not a very big fan of this list. And last, but certainly not least, you may have cut Cleffa, but I still love you. Everyone is, I accept all Wiggly gamers. Yeah. Very cool. Like, I knew there was like 2 guaranteed in day 2 from what people who were there had told me. But it's pretty special to see people playing the list and doing well. Like that was pretty awesome. So yeah, shout out to all the Wigglytuff gamers, whether you made day 2 or not. You are a absolute legend. I'm famous? I don't know about that. But I think the reason why people may have net decked the Wiggly more than like, because I'm not sure it's the best control list possible, but I feel fairly confident that this was the best control list publicly available. And like, control is such a crazy archetype. Like, where do you start from? So, and I think this was the best starting point list, and whether someone played this deck and went another direction or decided to just roll with it. Like, I'm not 100% sure it's better than some other lists that are out there now, but like, yeah, I think like going forward, it would not surprise me at all if the Wigglytuff kind of drops off in play rate and more control gamers go over to the Alessandro list. Because like now this seems like the best list publicly available, so that's fine. But still, no one can ever take this away. Wigglytuff EX has 4 entries on its Limitless page, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Just don't like Lumineon. Lumineon gas. So Noivern is a card you try to SJ. It fixes future. I mean, you have Cape. You have Defiance Band to buff damage. one thing I even thought about is maybe playing like a medical energy to heal the 30 damage. So like you could scuff their prize trade potentially. Like if they're not playing 2 psychics, they wouldn't be able to attack like with all the crowns. It does take them a while to load up the crown as well. So I think it's okay. One thing to potentially be kind of worried about is if you're like Noivern is your game plan up against Future. One of the lists that got top 16 was playing an Iron Bundle and a Water Energy. So they can attack with the Iron Bundle if you just have the lone Noivern plan and you just lock your Noivern can't attack because it shuts off the attack of an evolution Pokemon, and you wouldn't have a great way to deal with the bundle. Well, all day doesn't work if you're ahead, which very well could happen, right? Or if they're smart about it, it should happen. Bench retreat Penny, but then you hit it for 70, and you have to do that again. So you have to have consecutive pennies, basically, to deal with this. Which isn't always easy, because you want a Pidgeot or Rotom on the board to help you out. Mist Energy? That's true. You have to find the Mist Energy without having Rotom or a Pidgeot on the board. It's not perfect, but it's something that exists. I use Iron Bundle to wall in the other decks. It could be cool against Charizard, but I think that's probably about it. If you want to play Ancient Box, I'd definitely play Gabriel's list. He tells me playing a very similar list to my EOC. Yeah, that was pretty sick. Like, someone told me that, like, day 1 that Nathan Ginsburg was on Wigglytuff, and I saw that he was like 5-0, so I was like tracking like his whole run the entire day. And I was like, I really wanted them to put it on stream. So I was kind of sad when I like woke up the next day. They're on like stream round 13. I missed the Wigglytuff. That like we could have vibed so hard in the Twitch chat, but unfortunately, I overslept. I slept right through it. What's my best advice for the Future Box matchup? I mean, if you do play Snorlax, like shoving it up early to try to slow them down is pretty good. Like spamming Sisters. One thing I like to do is like gust up a crown that doesn't have a capsule, and Fang Snipe and try to pick your hand apart. But usually like Vacuum plus Radzard Iono is your win con, or Retreat Lock, depending on the list. Yeah, Europe time zones, it was super early, but I watched almost all the stream stuff that I was awake for. I didn't actually go back and watch the game. Like, I mean, Nathan said it was an auto loss, which I'm not sure is true. It's definitely not a great matchup, especially with the list that he had. And Bradner, like, probably the best Tina in the world. So yeah, that was pretty sad. Do you think I'll make day 2? Absolutely. If I don't have confidence in myself, then who will? But I think I'm gonna win, yes. I'm going to every round thinking I'm gonna win. Here we go, the future hands. This looks like that one top 8 list that we were looking at earlier with the invitation with the cards. Vacuum, double psychic energy. This seems a little tricky, but we will try to figure it out. Do you think I don't really know. I mean, you're playing Stall, which is not a great start, but sure, why not? You can definitely get there, Sniper. With a little bit of plot armor, you probably can. Yeah, I'm getting my first Masters day 2. First regional in Masters, we're getting the first day 2. Do you think you'll make day 2? I think you're probably capable of it. I think you probably could. But I mean, if you're playing Control, it seems like a solid play. The strategy he used was just benching 2 hands, nothing else. I know Tetsu not count 1 hand. He got vacuum and top deck. Ah, rip. Yeah, this is my first regional in at Masters. So, like, if we're not going to bench Crowns, can you just go, like, Wigglytuff and just start pressuring the stuff, or Klawf and start pressuring their stuff? Because doesn't that kind of have to do more damage? If we're not going to bench Miraidons or Iron Crowns. There's only 2 Bibzard is terrible. If you are playing Bibzard at this point, you're absolutely trolling. I think it's so much worse than Pidgeysard. If you want to play you want to go the Tort approach and play 1/1 Bibarel and Pidgeysard, you're fine. But you're playing Bibarel in 2020. Yeah, you're just playing Bibzard at all. We do this every time. We say, oh no, Bibzard's gonna be good now. For some reason, we always try to find some way to justify it, but no. Quick Search is a broken ability. Like, I kind of... Yeah, we've done this 2 sets in a row, where we've gone into the format saying that Bibarel Zard is better than Pidgey. And I don't think it ever is going to, unless some crazy card gets printed. Does Daisy Help allow you to place your prizes back down in any way you like? I think you have to put them back down in the same order, but like you know what the order is now. So technically putting them down in a different order would be shuffling them. Do you set the list of UIC and didn't find Zards? Legit found seen it twice in all 3 games you priced. Double candy? Oh, I'm so sorry, Michael. That sucks. Yeah, like, you're probably better into Mirror as Pidgeysard. And Devo, yeah, Devo is another fair point. But, like, Quick Search is such a good ability. You're like... And this isn't just, like, this isn't just a stall player telling you, play Pidgeysard. But Bibzard has basically 0 chance into stall. If you at least want a chance, play Pidgeysard. Where's double Pidgeot? Rip. I play so much Gusts. What are you up against, King? Alright, I'll take a look at your rogue deck, Owen, no problem. There are some matchups where you technically don't need Pidgeot to win. Thinking about playing the 1/1 Bib and Pidgeot, also playing Cleffa and Team Tivos. Oh, they actually bin the Erica straight away. I'm not sure I played Team Devos plural. But I'm sure you just like net deck Williams list and that would be fine. Arc Voltage just win over Ancient Box. It would be pretty hard for them. They wouldn't do too much. Like you'd have your dudes are just so bulky. Alright, let's see. Let's get the Jigglypuff. The Wigglytuff is in there. We have the Pidgeots. Surprise a double turb. Are there any meaningful Pokemon that we need to go pull out of the deck out of here? Don't think so. So I can burn the Heavy Ball next turn, which is nice. I like that they also attach the Psychic to the Active, or to the Miraidon. Because then if they hit my Klawf, they lose it, so... you can really eventually retreat lock, but it's probably not actually a good matchup. Yeah, Tord kind of sacked game 2. And yeah, Tord 100% loses game 3 if there's more time. Wyvern's better into feature in Ancient Box. Yeah. Alright. They're gonna probably peek this turn. Oh, they're gonna prime my Pidgey. And they're... Oh, the Jigglypuff, actually. Okay. mean, they're spending their prime catcher for one prize. So I'm not sure I'm like that upset about it. Okay, if you're playing Noivern Zed, you should just totally body Future and Ancient. Okay, so they take one prize here. That is one of their potential switch options. I kind of want to go. Oh, was the Mawile in the? I tossed so bad. Oh no! I just like as soon as I discarded the heavy ball, I realized that the Mawile was not in there. This is so bad. Oh no! I just realized that it was not in there right as we Ultra Ball away the dude. Oh, I'm so goofy. Dang it, why am I so great at this game? Well, that's really awful. Alright, well, I'm gonna start building the Radzard, I guess. I'll push up Cleffa, draw a bunch of cards. Dang, I'm kind of salty about that. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Let's draw a bunch of cards with that Cleffa. And let them take a prize. That's not a bad thing. Alright. Bunch of cards. I threw absolutely. Definitely. If you're trying to be future, you play Noivern. If you want to at least have a chance into Lugia, you probably play Wigglytuff. And Wigglytuff's better into Tina as well. Did I also take out the Lax? For now I do, but I'm not super thrilled about it. Like I want to have it for future. I can't seem to fit everything that I want to, which is sort of the recurring issue. I maybe should have pushed up Klawf and just instant charge, because like giving him a reason to peak excel kind of sucks. And having DTE in the well, actually it's probably not that bad, because we did like prize a DTE. Bro, we would so body them if we had access to Mawile. They dumped both psychic energies, one of their switch outs. Oh man, I'm so good at this, chat. I can't believe I did that. Prize checking so hard. Prize checking critical cards is so difficult. So I could just smack their Iron Hands with Radiant Zard. Try to pull the Mawile. I would need to like search Cyllene and do stuff, which kind of sucks. But I could do it. But I kind of don't like it. Like, I'd sort of just rather... But they have like 2 dudes loaded up. This really, really stinks. I think I'm playing this wonderfully. Okay, this is fine. This is totally fine. This is quite okay. Alright, this is totally fine. We can do this. There's no worries. Why heavy ball? Because I thought that I didn't prize Mawile, or I didn't realize that I had Mawile prize, and if Mawile was not prized, heavy ball was an easy card to discard. But I realized I prized it as soon as I discarded the heavy ball. Like, I don't know why my brain does that, where it's just like flick through the deck, nothing meaningful prize, chat, we're fine. and then we as soon as we go to search the deck again. Oh yeah, it's not in not in there. I think Future's not that great of a matchup if you. I mean, it's just an aggressive deck. Like if they use their Psychic Energy smart, they don't overbench. It can be kind of tricky. Alright, well, let's see if they want to smack my thing or not. Raihan at home. Yeah, I mean, Mela is so much worse than a Raihan, but it's what we have. Oh, they even got the baton, bro. Sheesh. I definitely messed up and should have quick search for the charm to put there, because Cape Zard would just kind of sweep here. But it's alright, chat. We're gonna be okay. They only have 2 cards in hands. We're gonna go boss KO. Honestly, I'm a Rhydon probably. Or not a Rhydon, an Iron Crown, I should say. This is best of 1. So we've kind of already cooked. we've definitely overcooked here. Yeah, if we go KO Iron Crown here, like we could just try to KO both hands, and that might be okay. This is fine. Yeah, except for the fact that I prized Mawile and decided to Ultra Ball away my Heavy Ball. There we are. And the vac, let's go. That's big. That is massive. Okay, maybe there's still an angle here where we can get back in the game. They found the Mew off Top Decker prize. I guess I could have had it in hand too, but either way, it's still frustrating because they can baton back to the Mew. Alright, they have the arm press. Restart for a card. I think though, if we can KO this hands, we're not in that bad of a spot. Because there's only 3 hands in this list, and they did discard 1. So if we got the Radzard back, they'd have difficulties closing the game here, please. No! Oh, man. Bodied. But, yeah, we messed that up pretty big. Like, if we have the Mawile earlier there, it's a force-out card. Like, yeah, we can definitely double Mawile. The restart for 1 into the gear is pretty cracked. That was their only boss remaining as well, I think. Dang. that was really bad. Yeah, pulling the Mew into the gear for boss was a pretty clutch. Dang, that was very silly. We almost got there. Like if they whip that boss, we just win the game. Because they just arm press us. We vacuum plus Radzard again. Rip. I don't think you still would keep Mawile in the list if you're playing Wyvern, but yeah, you probably the Lax would not have done anything there. they just boss around the Lax and take 2 prizes. No, Chi-Yu is way better than Scoville and EX. Only 1 energy can get pennied. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did just for fun, like the one around noon today, and I had absolutely terrible draws, so it did not last very long. Alright, I better not be getting baited, Owen. This is like the last rogue deck that you published. We will I'm not gonna be please. Okay, it's not total bait. Okay. Alright, we can check this out. One of the games I faced like this crazy Sandy Shocks Koraidon pile, and they mulliganed twice, so I at least put down Mimikyu and beat them because they have no way to hit through it. But I drew past for 7 turns. So I lost. So in the top, and I got 2 mulligans. So like in the top 16 cards of my deck, I had no playable cards. So that was pretty frustrating. And the other one was against a team that I just goofed up against. But also I didn't get Pidgeot going till I had 7 cards left in my deck. So that was pretty bad. Okay, we have this crazy pile that Owen put out here with the Reuniclus. Basically Zorobox, but we don't have Zoro anymore. It seems kind of terrible. If you somehow get lucky and put down the Pokemon that you want, or you cipher the Pokemon on the top, they just boss it out, right? Like if I put down the Scoville against Zara, don't they just like boss and knock it out? This is like, yeah, this is Dollar Tree's Zorobox. This ain't it. I'm not even sure that this is a rogue deck. But even like, okay, like let's assume that our deck works how it's supposed to. We get the Scoville on the bench. They don't boss it up immediately. Like how are we taking like the second Zard? It's not only like 2 gusts, so like don't just like Dollar Tree like that. Team use Zorobox. Yeah, this is definitely made in China Zorobox. Alright, interesting pile, Owen, but it's not approved. It looks terrible, but I think that's probably the goal. Rip. I'm very sad about that misplay, but it's fine. We move on. So what other cool things? We looked at all the control gamers. We have commented about the lack of Lugia. I guess one thing that was sort of a new development was these Charizard deck playing Regieleki. We kind of talked about this earlier, but like a lot of the top players like Aiden Kuz, Pentonison, Ian Robb, like Lucas Singh, they all played Regieleki, which wins the stall matchup because you can Sonar back Penny infinitely, and eventually they run out of. They can't. They run out of Gust before you run out of pennies. And also in other matchups you can Regieleki back Team Devo. Like there's even that Temple of Sinnoh in here. So against control we could go Sinnoh plus devolve there at Pidgeots. You got Buddy by Regidrago, can say anything about Noivern. Yeah, I kind of want to cook Regidrago because it is one like the better Noivern. It's like that might be the best way to use Noivern. Oh, you definitely have a chance, Sniper. You're gonna high roll like 7 Zards, get in there at 6-2-1. Big gaming. And this is probably the high point of stall hate. Like if you look at some of the things that like made day 2 like in these Zard lists, like we had the Regieleki, we had people playing Gengar, playing Minior. Like there's a Tord list, there's Penny, like there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Did you miss winning all the controllers from EOC? Yeah, I did it between round 1 and also after round 2. How do you get your deck reviewed? Just post them in the Discord and nag enough times and eventually I'll get to it. But I might roast it, so like if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. No, I want all the Zars. You can't take them all. I want those. I want to farm those too. So yeah, this is probably the high point of stall hate. I mean, we'll probably have it a long time. Guess you want to watch the VOD? Let's go. This isn't big enough for the two of us. Maybe it can be. Zard's gonna be like probably, it's gonna be over 20% again. Very well could be. Alright, what else is there? I guess some of the more jank stuff that was near the bottom of day 1 or day 2. Not you. There is a future box with like the boulder, the leaves, the treads. It definitely has more of a chance into Charizard than in like the Turbo Hands deck, but also like Turbo Hands seems kind of good. I think it's kind of funny that like this is like the perfect design deck for Reboot Pod, and we're still playing Prime Catcher. That just tells you either how bad Reboot Pod is or how good Prime Catcher is, or maybe a mix of both. All right, I will farm all those Zards, and I'll give you the future boxes. If you want to beat up all the future boxes for me, Alex, I'm cool with that. Yeah, this, I guess this is like kind of something that like it used to exist like back in like the Sun and Moon era when like Control and Stall were like frequently like tiered decks, but it's kind of a novelty like lately. There hasn't been like up until last format, there really hasn't been like viable Stall or Control decks. So yeah, it kind of knows how it. If you've been around for a little while, you kind of know how it goes. Like it wouldn't surprise me if by the end of this format, Block has a couple top 8s in regionals next to its name. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But, like, gotta pick the tournament where people aren't playing Gengar and Double Turo, Yochi, and Regieleki. So this is, like, Goldengo sort of copy-pasted our last one, like we got Cypher Maniac. The loss of Prime Cat, or loss of Cross Switchers is pretty big. Only one more year for Stall until they print the next Stall card. Has there been a meta Toxicroak card? I think the Toxicroak EX from Flashfire was like a way like Vespa and Valuable Plume used it to get her on Aegislash. Oh yeah. Let's go. But it wasn't like super meta. It was just because Aegislash blocked things that special energies attached, so you couldn't hit into it normally. So some decks would just play Aegislash just to wall Night March and Vespiquen. Toxicroak G did, like in SP in 2010. That was a little before my time, so... okay. There is no top cut tonight, so none. But we'll try to go just 6-1 or whatever. I play until we get 3 losses or whatever, yeah. Yeah, like Night March and Vespiquen played exclusively special energies. So like this metal deck's kind of its whole gimmick was like it could hit hard with Aegislash and Genesect. Like Aegislash kind of walled some of the best decks in formats. Yeah, because like Night March is all over here. They played primarily, or Night March played exclusively special energies. So that was the thing. I mean, it's still a control deck. Just because you're called control doesn't mean that like you're controlling the flow of the game, and that sometimes will be by taking prize cards. Like, Stall is a more fitting name for the decks like Snorlax Stall that are like trying to just grind your opponent out of one specific resource and then win the game by deck out. Just because it's a control deck doesn't mean that it has to always win by deck out. Yeah, I think that, like that's kind of like a misconception a lot of people have. Like, just because it has aggressive options, like oftentimes oftentimes the best way to get rid of a threat is by knocking it out. Like that might be the best way to control that particular resource. If control just means the goal is to drop a single win condition steamrolling game. Potentially. Man, Mega Odd, no, that's a throwback. This deck was terrible, but it won Worlds. This might be the worst. I don't know if it's the worst deck to ever win Worlds. Because, like, you go back and play Retro of this format, and this deck really isn't that good. But like, I'm pretty sure, like, Cody, like, double bricked in finals or something, if I remember correctly. Like, it was pretty good against Night March and Fast Book Win and stuff, but yeah. Yeah. What I don't like it is when people call Snorlax Stall Snorlax Control, because it's like not a control deck, and people like use the terms interchangeably, and it's kind of cringe because they're like not the same thing. It's like like even like, not to call them out, but like Azul calls it Snorlax Control, and it kind of bothers me, like low key, like it's like, bruh, it's not a control deck. Yeah, you're right, Alex. But yeah. Control can play like a stall deck sometimes, but stall can't really play like a control deck, if that makes sense. Yeah, Sylveon was pretty goated. That was like prior to bird control, like that was like the last control deck I like really like mained and grinded. With Limitless and sharing a deck list, you think it's much easier to find the best deck in formats? You're curious to see if previous formats were never figured out. Definitely could be. Especially like with Play Limitless, the meta definitely progresses faster. How did Sylveon control work? It was with the Sylveon GX that had an attack that lets you search your deck for any 3 cards that you wanted. It had a pretty solid amount of HP, like 200 was pretty good. There were some different tools that you could buff its HP with. Let's find out Hampus Ericsson's winning list. Yeah, so I played this one a lot. And basically, you just have a ton of annoying cards. It's like, I mean, no, you could go offensive though. That was the thing. Like, you could just fairy win threats and stuff, yeah. But yeah, it would just search out all its annoying stuff, discard energies, heal itself. This is the double. Oh wait, is this a troll? Because fairy's not real anymore. Is this a troll? I remember I played it to an expanded League Cup and won like back in seniors. I gotta remember what expanded Sylveon looked like. I can't even remember. Maybe it was, there we go. That's what it was, probably roughly what it was. Oh, it's fairy energy. They don't do fairy type Pokemon anymore though, so it's gone. I don't want to miss my rounds, but yeah, Lusamine was cracked. Lusamine was insane. You could grab another Lusamine and have infinite support. It's like what Cyllene for Palpad tries to be. It's just definitely a lot of mulligans, because like you could attach the fairy energy to the EV and just instantly evolve it into Sylveon turn 1. Oh, Parallel City? You could choose which way you wanted to play it, and either you'd make it so your opponent have 3 bench Pokemon or nerf the damage of grass, fire, and water types. So one play that this deck could make was that you'd limit your opponent to 3 bench Pokemon and then use the GX attack, which is basically like a V-Star power. And you put 2 Pokemon from their bench into their hands, so you could just like limit them all in one turn down to 1 bench Pokemon. And you could even like counter catcher up something that was useless, so they would have basically only 1 threat on the board. Yeah, this deck was really cool. Cause yeah, those Sun and Moon disruption cards that it had access to were kind of crazy to look back. Like we had Plumeria, there's Team Skullgrunt, so you can snipe energies out of the hands. Yeah, Acerola, Max Pots. hammers too. Times were never that good. How many mulligans? Too many. We lost count. XY era control cards were more crazy. I don't know about that. In Sun and Moon you got a Rangaroo, which is like probably the strongest control card of all time. Like we're never gonna see something like a Rangaroo ever. I mean, I guess like Trump card. No, but Trump card killed control decks. Yeah, this is it's literally banned and expanded. That's how good it was. Magcargo Mill, Chinchino Mill, those decks were pretty insane. Expanded. Oh yeah, Sable Garb was pretty cool. King was like, nah, I'm gonna be ADP. I'm gonna use Alter Creation. I'm gonna go boss game. I'm glad that King Heracross is gone, and now we have King Heracross, the Control Enjoyer. I doubt VS Seeker will come back, but it's been reprinted before. VS Seeker was kind of like an interesting card for deck building, because like you didn't want to like you were sort of incentivized to cut supporters, because like you could VS Seeker for that supporters. You like technically VS Seeker was more supporters throughout the course of a game. But also turn 1 VS Seeker like sucks. Like you need the supporters to set up in the first place, so. Bruh. It's funny looking back on it, because like my Vikavolt list I played for Pog was trash. I was such a Timmy back then. Electro GX should be banned. I didn't even think about expanded. RIP expanded. I think it's more likely that they make GLC an official format than they bring back expanded. Not that like they could definitely bring back expanded, but I mean maybe that'd be a good thing. Oh yeah, because that beats Centiskorch, right? That was like one of your tougher matchups, because like 320 nuking your Zacians was pretty hard. Scared of Centiskorch. I think I lost my win it into Firebox or Centiskorch or something. I was kind of I was very defeated. But my list was trash, so I can't really. I'm sure I played really badly too, so. You really wanted a redo coin flip card? Nah, we just need a reprint Will. This is what we this is what we need. We need Will back in standard format. Or I guess like Trick Coin or Fliptini or one of those. Kangaskhan X would go crazy. I mean, they've reprinted Fliptini like a couple times. Yeah, and Guardians Rising and Noble Victories. Yo, Poffin for Victini would be would go pretty hard. Victini's had some pretty dope cards over the years. Like Victini VMAX was pretty sick. That Victini was pretty cool in some greens decks. The Prism Star was goated. Fliptini's goated. V Create was pretty good in like Rayquaza Eels decks. Broken. Your Pog list was so goofy. Great Tusk Mill. Okay. Any kind of sauce in here? No switch cards. They can't bench Comfy, Greninja, or Pidgeot, or Mimikyu. Let's get it. What's funny is like Will doesn't seem all that like a super broken effect on a supporter, but people played it. It was like mainly in control decks to like guarantee crushing hammerheads. And a Rangaroo could get it back. It's kind of funny because like a Rangaroo was simultaneously the best control card and also simultaneously the best control tech. Because like a colorless energy, any deck could play it. So like if you're worried about your cards just getting discarded with Oranguru or with their various like milling cards or discard effects, you could just throw them back with your own Oranguru. So you first started playing, you the OG Revive, you got half health. But Revive just put it straight onto your bench, not half health. Unknown Damage was a pretty funny deck. The all the various unknown cards seem so fun on paper. Like, oh yeah, more alternative win conditions. What could possibly go wrong? And then it is. Oh, from like jungle. Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you were talking about like the black and white X and Y era one. They are relogging. I think Expanded kind of just like spoiled those cards because they were pretty fun, but like the jank card pool of Expanded that just made stupid combos possible was just yeah, made them pretty unfun. I need to get into GLC more myself. It's just like I kind of just like always put it off though, because like I'm just like, why am I playing GLC? I could be playing standard. I could be practicing an actual format that I'm like, it's gonna help me. Please get back into the game, please. Oh, there we go. You want GLC Dragon? I haven't played GLC in a minute, but I do want to get back into it eventually. That's kind of funny that you bring it up, Worky, because like most Yu-Gi-Oh players just like look down on Pokemon as like a super easy game. As like the Pokemon interactions are so much less complex than Yu-Gi-Oh, and I can't confirm or deny that. Up against Tusk. Okay, hold on a second. What's GLC? It's Gym Leader Challenge. It's a format that Andrew Mahone Tricky Gym made up during COVID. It's kind of like Commander and Magic, right? I mean, I can't confirm or deny what Yu-Gi-Oh players say. It's just like kind of crazy how like condescending they are. But like just because our cards don't have like a novel written on them, like a short story with doesn't mean the interactions or the gameplay is not any more or less complex. Why is Unknown Hand banned and expanded? Because you could, there might be like a combo where you could like win turn 1 with it. Magic interactions or why you got into Commander recently. And also I don't think a game being like just because a game isn't like super complex or something like doesn't mean it's like a bad game. Like just because it's not. I'm gonna price check Mawile this time, chat. Since I bench Greninja. Is it price again? Okay. Do not discard Heavy Ball this time. Your Heavy Ball is good. You need your Heavy Ball. I do kind of want to like go search out my Lumineon just so it doesn't get milled. And just grab the stuff for next turn. Yeah, we just trapped Ninja in win the game. But I didn't price check for the Forest Sealstone. Hopefully that doesn't. We can't grab that. But we can grab this and this or this and this actually. We can't grab the oh. It could get milled. What's more likely? It gets milled with a 40 card deck or Airy. I'd say Airy, especially if we showed that we had it. Alright. Broken. I mean, I don't know how to play Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh either. So, like, I don't... not really something that that I think about. It's just like kind of crazy how like condescending, at least in my experience, it seems like Yu-Gi-Oh players are very condescending towards Pokemon. It's just like, bruh, it's like I don't think the lacks of the lack of complex interactions is like a knock against Pokemon. And even if it is like the weakest point of the game, the stuff is more accessible and the pricing is better, and the overall like health of the metagame is like the best it's been in years. So I think, yeah, you all you Yu-Gi-Oh players can keep coping. Yeah, we just win the game to Mawile lock. LGS, like 30 to 40 people show up for Commander and only 8 and 10 for a Pokemon. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like one of my local shops is the same way. I'm not saying all Yu-Gi-Oh players are condescending, but it seems like a lot of them are. Or like maybe it's just like a social media thing where like the people who have the most negative opinions of the people. Yeah, if you have negative takes, you get the biggest platform or something like that. Or it certainly seems that way. Alright. Gaming. Dang. Sorry that your sick, nasty cards got heated away, King. Very sad. It's not any. I've got no problem with individual Yu-Gi-Oh players. It's just the ones that say Pokemon sucks that cope like that. It's like, okay, fine. Like you can just be wrong. It's okay. I have no problem with Yu-Gi-Oh players. Just a lot of their takes are pretty cringe sometimes. Yeah, like that's one of like the most recurring things I've like. I don't remember who it was. It might have been JW Creewall who like put out like a super bait tweet that like got the Yu-Gi-Oh players all worked up. But like the most recurring thing I saw was just like them saying how easy Pokemon was, and it's just like, I mean, it's not like there's some pretty like if you played Shin Pao and you want to do those complex sequencing things, sure. If that's not complex, I don't know what is. Coin flips decide who wins. That's like an actual thing. But like also, yeah, the thing I always circle back to is Pokemon may be a less complex game, and if you enjoy complex games, that's fine. If that's your hobby, then just go do that. But if you're just if you just like want to play a strategy like a card game, like you enjoy like the strategy element of those kinds of things, and you're not playing Pokemon, you're kind of trolling. Like what? You want to share your cringe with me, Alex? Okay, then DM me on Discord. I'm very cringe. Does Control lose to Mill? No. I don't know how we got on this Yu-Gi-Oh tangent, but we did. We made it. We've done it, chat. Alright. And we just keep tempting trapping. Some Yu-Gi-Oh misinformation's being spread. Uh-oh. Does 5-2 make cut? No, there's no top cut tonight. I mean, it does mill their my resources, but I can mill their resources too, and they kind of have to like self-mill to do that. Is this peak competitive Pokemon? Absolutely. See, this is Control playing like a stall deck, right? No, we've actually controlled their one most important resource. So we found a way that we can control the game. So it's fine. Does poker have cool grass energies though? True. Yeah, why does anyone play poker, honestly? It doesn't have energies or doesn't have fancy chess pieces. Yeah, it just has, yeah, lame. Like Aleva's Wastelands. They have color chips worth big money. That's not the point. You're in the Discord, shoot you a call? Alright, bet, Alex. I don't know what I'm calling about, but alright. True, blackjack. Very true. Now we're talking about gambling. We went from like someone who got to Yu-Gi-Oh! And now we're talking about, yeah. This has been a very strange stream. Sure, we can air it here. Well, let's grab some Pal Pads. Or not. Let's get rid of double Pokegear then. I wonder if they think that they can beat me with Chi-Yu. Or beat me with a Pidgeot, I mean. They play a Super Rod. Alright, do we have like enough time that we can... Oh no, they have more cards left in deck than me, chat. Oh no. Trying to make sure we don't tie this, because there's like we have 0% chance to lose. We still have 20 minutes, and things are gonna start going faster here. Yeah. I mean, like luckily they're just draw passing. They're not trying to be goofy or anything. Just be careful with my Pal Pads and not leave myself without a pad. That's why I got rid of the Pokegear, so they couldn't go like Pal Pad gear and Airy. Talk about the election now. Yeah, Chad, who are you? Not just kidding. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. No. Just no. What actually learns and doesn't have to ban cards so often. Is that like an issue with like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff? Cause I've like, yeah, I hear like people who like have come over from other games like Pokemon and they like talk about how, like other games suck, and like you're not like, I can't confirm or deny what they say, but it's just like, okay. Interesting. You're in a talking mood? Uh-oh. What are we talking about? I'm very confused, Alex. There's a ban list every few months. So like every Yu-Gi-Oh card ever is legal, assuming it hasn't been banned. Well, no wonder this stuff's so expensive if you're playing with cards from years and years ago. You want to discuss Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon? I mean, go ahead, Alex. If you do you just play Pokemon now? Because like, I mean, obviously you're a pretty elite Pokemon gamer, but are you like active in both still, or are you just like, nah, Yu-Gi-Oh ain't it anymore? That would be pretty frustrating if like if the things are so expensive and they just get banned. So it's like, why do I even spend money on this game if I like they're gonna turn around and ban what I just spent all my money on? Oh, the new cards are expensive? I would not have guessed that. Interesting. Don't see yourself going back. Pokemon's infinitely better. Alright. In my biased opinion, I agree. In my very biased opinion, I agree. Okay. I mean, I just would have guessed that like age would have made the cards more expensive. But like I said, I don't really know. It's not something I'm not familiar with. Hey, 2015. Bro's been around for a while then. It's a rarity issue. A box lines 2 secret rares. Full archetypes are secrets? That's crazy. And I don't understand, like, if you want more people to play your game, why would you do that? Like, why would you intentionally make the playable stuff more expensive? It doesn't make any sense. But, like, are the cards like collectors would want? Is that why? Because I feel like the like aren't the players kind of the backbone of your game? Like even if like the product you put out is like not the most collectible ever, like the players are gonna keep consuming it no matter what if the game's good. So if you're intentionally making the game bad or less accessible, that just seems not very smart. Like in my unprofessional opinion, that just seems counterintuitive. Like you can do like Pokemon is like the perfect model. You have like the super crazy alt art shiny thing that people like the collectors want to chase, but also the competitive staples are easy to come by. So you don't have to like worry about all that stuff. The more y'all explain it to me, like the more I learn, the less I understand why you'd play Yu-Gi-Oh! You have to really love the game. They spend too much to leave. I could get that though. Like if they're like feel like they're that invested. That makes sense. I could understand that. But also like even get it like even if you wanted to play other games like Pokemon, like how much would the like towards Charizard deck have been? Maybe like $80 most? Like it can't be that expensive. Like the opportunity cost isn't very high if you want to go dabble in a Pokemon some. Oh yeah, Future Hands would be more expensive. That would be a deck that if you wanted to build, yeah, that would be more expensive. But still, like, if what y'all telling me is true, and Yu-Gi-Oh's like decks are like thousands of dollars, 150 ain't so bad. If that's what you're telling me is true. Best way to play Yu-Gi is to pick up a rogue that people have forgotten about and just concede to it. What? That's a real thing. Staples over $100. That's wild. This whole like other card game debate's kind of interesting. This is like a total outsider, like someone who has no clue of what goes on. It's very fascinating. At what point do we just start milling chat and just be like, you can't beat me? Because they also have Wasteland in place. They can't even pivot this ninja. Magic Commander is pretty fun and casual. You can build a deck around a theme you like and have fun. Isn't like that basically like they're very similar to a GLC? Like you only have like one of every card, like it's a singleton kind of format. I just feel like Pokemon is like even if I wasn't like biased and like Pokemon like wasn't like a IP that's like I for some reason 6-year-old Blitzel did not play Pokemon Black and White. And I was not invested in it. And I still enjoy like strategy games. I just don't know why you would play other games. There's like Pokemon has way too much going for it. Like, and yeah, the meta is like so. I guess like you could make the case for other games because like Pokemon sucked COVID era, for the most part. But yeah, right now it's as good as it's been in a minute. Games are 4 players? Yeah, that's kind of weird. There are a lot of people, like there's been a couple Pokemon guys in my area who've jumped over to a One Piece. Wait, what? Is that real, Vorky? Oh, Nintendo Switch? For winning Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship? That's pretty sick. Okay, I'm mildly concerned about slow play, but also once they get to the bottom of the deck, they have to like top deck Pidgeot like every single turn. And 1 Artisan's already down. Their tourney formats are so bad. Cause like aren't the Yu-Gi-Oh like tournaments pretty big? Like I know they're not small. That'd be ridiculous. Like you go all the way, win a massive 100,000 like, and that's all you get. Oh, that was almost bad. One Piece is so fun, which is just very difficult. Magic is very unique from other card games. You can do things you really can't do anywhere else, and you love certain aspects, so it'd be hard to replace. What happened? What happened at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds? Alright, just don't slow play me, bro. Please don't slow play. I feel like it's about time we ask politely. There's still 9 minutes left, but I like to ask. Don't want anyone to yeah, please don't slow play. Ask people nicely. Remember, we don't accuse people, we just ask. Just ask nicely. They keep top decking Pidgeot, which is kind of hilarious. One Piece is expensive. I've heard that. How many energies left? They have enough. Like they have a DTE, so like DTE, so they could harder treat the Greninja. They're just kind of slow playing now. Like you don't have a single play you could make, and you're kind of cheesing. Okay, if they nestle for Pidgeot and throw it back in, that is big cringe. That literally does nothing. Oh my goodness. This is literally just wasting time. They successfully wasted like a minute during their turn. Almost 2 minutes. Come on, dude. That's lame. Oh yeah, I should have palpated first. I'm silly. Broken. I don't know like what point we start doing other stuff. Like start milling. Because we do have to be worried about like them milling us. Since our deck is kind of small. This is so pointless. Like, why are they doing this every single turn? One Piece has a simulator that you can download. Are they have like an equivalent to a PTCGL? Okay, bro. This is very cringe. True, Alex. I will remember that. There's currently 7 minutes remaining. I think this game could finish, but it depends on how silly my opponent's gonna be. Like the time diff was like a minute in my favor a little bit ago, but it's swung kind of in the other direction here. Oh shoot, I misplayed that. Rip. Only one pad left now. I feel like, yeah, I don't know if, like, a lot of people, like, want or have said Pokemon should have a side deck. I feel like that'd make just deck building worse, because you could have, like, a sideboard filled with, like, Mimikyu and Spiritomb and Manaphy and Jirachi, and it would, like, remove, like, the skill of, like, teching in deck building if you could just fill a sideboard full of techs. I'm not sure if like that's like a thing in other card games, like like one of counter things like that. Probably is, but hey, bro, can you just like not top deck Pidgeot till you have 2 cards left, please and thank you. Panda is having problems with distribution in the West and it's low-key annoying. I could get that. Alright. Bro, if this is a tie, I'm gonna be very mad. We're gonna be very mad. Alright, check back in. Palpad. I mean, I'm as infinite as they are. It's just finishing the game. Oh yeah, that's right. There is like stuff that you can do during players' turns. Yeah. Because otherwise decks would just be like the most consistent 60s and sideboards would be full of techs. And you would just sideboard in what you... Like, okay, I lost game 1 to stall because I didn't have Minior in my deck, sideboard in Minior. Like, then we're winning. You play like 3 to 4 copies of important text and sideboards and Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic. Interesting. Alright, come on. We're almost getting there. We only have 4 minutes to finish this one, which is kind of sweaty. I wonder if I ever can make it so I have like more than 5 cards left in deck, or 4 cards left in deck, and rip a mill against them. I have to Pidgeot, bro. Come on. Dang it, that's like a couple more turns of draw tempting trap. 3 minutes. This is annoying. This is very annoying. I have to play Cyllene so I don't deck out. But they're not really slow playing that much either. It's just like I'm more so just annoyed that they played for the tie. I won in and Shun, maybe they concede. True, I can show it. I just need them to like not like they've like burnt all their ball search. So if Pidgeot's ever in the bottom 4 cards of their deck, they just lose the game. But they keep having it in like the top 2, so they can throw 3 cards back in. I don't want to like lose the game either to like silly stuff, because I like try to play fast, but also it's getting annoying. Alright, we'll show it to them, but I don't think this game is finishing, unfortunately. Like 2 minutes left. Maybe should have tried a more aggressive strategy with Fang Snipe. Rod's been discarded. But there's like a 4-minute time diff, but like I don't truly believe that they've been slow playing for most of this game, so I mean they've been kind of on the verge these last couple turns, but it's not been like super egregious. That one nest ball for Pidgeot. Yeah, dang. Minutes ago. Yeah, they can just play cards too. Rip. And then be a couple turns short. It got sort of unfortunate that they like kept top decking Pidgeots. I mean, we maybe could still get there actually, chat. Let's just play super fast. No. I have to Palpad things back in. That's kind of the issue. Dang it. That's Palpad just back in that one Cyllene. Which really, really sucks now, actually. I should have played an Ultra Ball last turn and dumped 2 supporters. Because now we could lose the game. Well, if they Pidgeot again, we just play Iono and take the tie. Oh, they're going to conceal cards and then throw 3 back in. Rip. Dang. Ties suck. And they're taking their sweet time here. Dang it. Well, that sucks. Alright. Well, we take the tie. Alright, next round's up. I play some mirror match. I'm kind of low-key a little sad about that. I mean, could I really have played faster though? I don't know if I really even could have. Like, I could have gone for maybe a more aggressive win condition early on with like Luxray. But also just them. Yeah. Playing for the tie at 2-1 in a tournament with no top cut is kind of a it's kind of not the move, but okay. I always eventually win that game if it's 50 minutes. But okay. Also, if we start playing Spiritombs really back, we need Rotom and Lumineon early game. Yeah, we really can't play Spiritomb in this deck. Rip. Hand Trimmer would have been pretty clutch. Actually, no, it would have. Well, it would have hurt my hand a lot, but also maybe that would have been okay. Up against the Amir match this round. They do have the Yocheer, which is kind of good for them. Let's see, they have Devo as well. And the Yakumo. So they can go Yakumo Devo on me. And Temple. What we have going for us, though, is their list is so much less consistent. They're playing no Gears, no kind of Ultra Ball Lumen. So we definitely could just win this game by just going in quicker than they do. Yeah, that was kind of frustrating. I missed out on the whole fun debate there. Just a tie to a great task. I'm not saying that like they should go and concede, but it's just like it's kind of frustrating. As Control beat Guardy, I think you probably try to spread all their energies out like you used to. But if they keep their bench small, if we'd go in with a Wigglytuff, right? Dang. Well, let's just win out 5-1-1. Maybe you can get some pricing. We just needed a little more to go our way, and maybe our opponent played a little faster to get there. But yeah, they weren't about to help us out. All right, now we just have to win the Amir match, which I'd say on paper favors them because they have like Yakumo and I don't. They have the Devo, they have the Yocheer. I win the flip. I open Luxray, and that's crazy good. So we can just get down Pidgey, Nest Ball for Rotom, and I don't want to drop this because it could get Yakumo away, but we do this. We have Ultra Ball for Lumin for Pidgeot next turn, and we can start Fang Sniping and hopefully deny their setup a little bit. They ripped an Arven. And they're playing Switch Card too, I think, which is helps them get into Luxray faster, so that's kind of annoying. And they play two Airy, 2 Sisters, and still the Cyllene 3-pad Yocheer. Those are the consistency cards. They just have a ton more disruptive cards. What does Mela do? Patches. It's basically like Raihan at home. You like little rants off to work? Best of luck, Alex. They have the Lux and the EU and everything. Sheesh. Why don't you Snorlax anymore? Because Snorlax really isn't that amazing of a card overall. It was a lot better like against Gardevoir, like when Gardevoir was like a real deck pre-rotation, or not a real deck, but a more popular deck. And having that was we priced a Cyllene and we didn't price a pad, or we did price a pad. Really, the only matchup where I feel like we would have to have a Snorlax as a retreat locking option would be Future, and even then, it's not a necessity. Let's get our Pidgeot going so we always have access to our good cards. And hopefully Fang Snipe can deny their setup for long enough that we can get some stuff going. Like, can maybe get ahead on the, or just gain resource advantage. What do we grab here? Because I don't know how to like, grab an item that gets airied away. I guess we could grab our own airy, potentially. We have like Fang Snipe, but I don't want to get like my only Cyllene Fang Snipes. Alright, let's see. Anything good in there? A Pal Pad. They could Devo as well, which would be very annoying. So I think we take the team's evolution away. I don't care if they airy. I don't know. And if they want to play pad this early, fine with me as well. Your first time at UFC, you're up against Future, and he ran the clock by continuously town swing, shuffling in and passing. But you definitely should have called it Judge. That's pretty bad. If yeah, you like the pointless shuffling like that every single turn would. You probably could have. I mean, it's hard to catch shuffling IRL because they just like play quickly when the judge is in front of them and move on. But yeah, that's kind of frustrating. You can keep your counter catchers, buddy. All right, I'm gonna Fang Snipe that Penny. See, this is what we were trying to accomplish. Just they can't really instant charge. We just discard all their key resources. So just get far enough ahead in the resource game that we can hopefully still win. They have another airy. Sure, play your secondary. I'm not gonna let you hit anything. because they pretty much have to top deck, like switch card or something. Yeah, they didn't even bother playing area. That's kind of hilarious. Alright, let's play. I think I'm going to grab Cyllene here. I'm not going to grab that Power Pad until that area is gone. Okay, that's pretty good. Now they're down 2 Power Pads. Yo, can we get a Yochu here? Or a Cyllene? I think we'll take the Arven. Arven's at least an out to Pidgeot. They have so many counter catches in hands. Yakumo. That goes pretty hard. I don't like that I'm like progressing toward the knockout on this Snorlax. Like that's kind of annoying. Yeah, Cremascoli played 2 heavy balls, so I guess that's what my opponent's doing as well. I kind of want to boss up this Charizard. I guess when we get 1 hit away from knocking out this Snorlax, we can do that. Alright, let's try to put Broken. We can get Sisters and Airy back. I know this quick search like fighting and put it on Luxray. That way I don't have to necessarily penny if I want to do the thing. I should have quick searched. Well, no, I don't want to get my 2 Cyllene cards milled. The Pidgey mirror is insane. They have all 4 of their counter catchers in their hands. Beautiful. We'll take the Sisters though. Sisters can be scary. Top deck to Cyllene. But what do they really do with this? Because they put a Power Pad on top, but if they draw into it with Rotom, they get kind of bodied. Is that an Arven that they put on top? It was. Okay. Charm the Chi. Don't even instant charge. You'll love to see it. So now we go for Misfortune Sisters and shuffle that Arven back into the deck. You do not get to... Or we could penny. Tempting. I kind of like that, actually, chat. There's nothing really good in the hand, you know? Alright, yeah, let's do this. You weren't expecting that, were you? Palpad, let's put that in Cyllene and a penny. We can rebench the Luxray, we can Singe. Give me that Arven. And his Sisters? We're gaming, chat. Big gaming. Oh, the top deck Yaocheer. They're so lucky. It's fine, it's fine. You don't want to be that guy, especially because you're playing Control. Hey, that's understandable, but like... I mean, it's not... If your opponent is breaking the rules of the game, you're not being that guy. Oh man, I was hoping they Alright. We're always gamers? Oh yeah. We're always gaming. What did they even throw back in with the Yaocheer? Sisters, Cyllene, some other card. Iono? Sick. Yeah, your opponent was being that guy. Being a dirty, slow player. And we don't like dirty, slow players. We don't take very kindly to, Bro's loading the Radzard. Bro's like, this is it. But they have Sinnoh down. That's not gonna work for you, buddy. Alright, now we Fang Snipe, I think. Yeah, this is fine. We get back to a sniping. Next time we could boss up something else as well. Like clean slow players? I'm not sure that exists, but okay. They can get back into milling or whatever. But also just binning Cyllene seems kind of big. Only 1 pad left, 1 Cyllene. And I'm like 10 cards ahead. Almost took home the dub and Sunnies. Congrats. Wait, we milled an Ultra Ball already. So they have cards, so they can start gaming that way. I mean, okay. I'm just gonna boss up your Radzard and I'll Fang Snipe your Penny. Just grab like a funny card like Sisters. Wait, I'm down to 1 pad. What happened? I prize one, that's right. I kind of want to have it in the hand then, just so I know where it is. Next turn we play Cyllene and try to throw the other one back. Get rid of the Penny. Then they could burn Turo. And then that's all their recovery. Top deck the Pidgeot, okay. This is where things get kind of scary. I guess they could drop Arden on and retreat as well. Alright, there's Turo. Play a Pal Pad. That is their last Pal Pad. Alright. Let's see. Yeah. I sort of want to play a Penny here myself. And get back on the milling. Then hopefully... Can I play Super Rod for max value? Not yet. Okay, this seems good. Hopefully he can hit Palpad, Yo-Cheer. Boss is something. Not all their Palpads, so I just have to hit those important supporters. My Cyllene, they played 2 and a Yo-Cheer. And I played 2, but I prized 1. So, not great. And I prized a Palpad as well. The Yo-Cheer early, so that gets them Penny, Boss, Sisters. But that does not throw back in Cylene's, which is kind of important. They threw back in double Penny and a Boss's orders. Okay, now we play our own Cyllene. And we try to put Palpad back. I just took out Snorlax and put in Mela to try to deal with Tina a little better, but I'd like to put I would definitely like to try to fit Snorlax again if I could. Alright, we have the Penny in hand in case I try to pull off a silly boss play. Kind of like maybe going for the silly boss play myself, but maybe not, maybe not. Alright, come on. Cyllene. Double Arven, okay. All 4 Arvens in the discard pile, I see you. Okay. What's Malphite specifically? Just earlier Radzard to hopefully help out against Tina in future hands. I'd like if you'd mill some of my Pokemon so I should have probably held the emergency board, but it's fine. They singed. They hit the Palpad! No! Hey, that was not nice. Ruh-roh, chat. This could be a little scuffed now. That was not supposed to happen. No! No! I'm just out of sauce now. How am I winning the deck out war from here? I have to mill their stuff, I guess. Cyllene. Rip. I mean, I'm ahead 7 cards, which is, I guess, something, but they still have double Cyllene. And they could be holding on to them in the hand as well, because I don't have like a way to interact with their hand. Like, they know both DTs are down, so I'm not really threatening it. Please, double tails. I deserve it. Let's go. I don't think do they play Ericas? Oh, they do. That's a fair point. They milled Pokemon, so I can Super Rod back in 3. Okay, that's good. I just don't quick search out anything. We just keep as many cards as possible in the deck. We can bench this. We can keep milling. So yeah, they double tails on Cyllene. They have so much. Yeah, 12 less cards than us. 1 Cyllene remains. No. Tina's goes through all effects, so Noivern would not be able to block it. The Iono is back, which doesn't really do a ton for them. Maybe, I guess maybe that they raw draw their Cyllene off of it. They play Mist Energy and there's a Temple down, so not exactly. Oh, there's no Cyllene in hands. They prize their other Cyllene. Did they prize their other Cyllene? Are we gonna get away with this one, chat? I think we are. No way. No way. We got enough of a lead early that it didn't matter. Crazy stuff. Luxray is a pretty good card. That's pretty funny. See, Mirror's free. They can play Temple, they can play Devo, they can play Yakumo. But they won't be as consistent as me. We try to use our Wigglytuff to either knock out both Archeops and then knock out Chinchino, or just knock out all Archeops, and then after they or just knock out all Chinchinos. So if all their Chinchinos are knocked out, they don't have a big attack left, and we can just use Chi or Klawf to run them out of resources. And if they don't have Archeops left, they're not getting energies in play, so we can mill with Chi, we can punch with the Radiant Zard. But yeah, it revolves around the Wigglytuff. Man, facing the Amir in the tie bracket goes kind of hard. There actually is another table that tied. Oh, my friend playing Great Tusk. Did you go with your 1-4? That's fine, right? There is actually, wait, there's a Zard at a 2-1-1. Do they have any sauce? It's a Bib Zard. Double switch Prime and Turo? They're cooking, maybe? How am I feeling for Orlando right now? Do you want to give you an honest answer, or nah, we're feeling great. I'm gonna play Control. Just deciding between a couple different lists what exactly I want to play in my Control deck. That's really the only thing. Finally actually get done with some of the time left in the rounds. Embrace some variants, taking animals, almost disaster strike. Seems good. You're playing Great Tusk, and that's the Zard that you lost to. That's kind of funny. You miss Peonia? Me too. That card was insane. Look up last turn rulings. Nah. if there's no action by if there's no win condition by the last turn, it's a tie, right? Like the timer ends and it goes to +3 turns, and then there's no match resolution in +3 turns. It's a tie. Yeah, I'm just trolling. I know what you're talking about. Congrats on Mimikyu deck, and you almost lost to his Arven ladder. Bro's just trying to throw, but it's just too good. Why'd I cut Luminous? So one issue is having in the Tina matchup is like you really like to stack energies on a Zard and attack with it early. But if you have a Luminous, you can't put a double turbo on. So like that's kind of annoying. And why did I cut Defiance? Because it's not technically needed in any matchup, but it is kind of nice. But like space is an issue. I'm like basically working with one revolving slot. Which kind of makes things difficult. Yeah. So it's like going back to the whole Orlando thing. They're like two different kind of schools of thought. I kind of touched on this a little earlier in stream, but like I could go kind of the Cremascoli route and just be like, I don't care about Lugia. If I face one, I'll go to lunch. But also, like, even though Lugia underperformed, it's not just not gonna exist. So if I don't respect, like it's a play to not respect a deck that's not gonna convert very well and presumably not be at top tables, or because like yeah, if I do want to win the event, like that's obviously the goal, right? But also I don't get to play at too many regionals, so getting a day 2 would definitely be important, and getting knocked out early would really suck. Time to go back to Yakima Gaming. Nah, it's the other list is one that does not have Wigglytuff at all, and it's taking the L2 at Lugia. Well, then that's basically saying don't tech for Lugia. But I think Lugia or Wigglytuff is versatile enough of another piece that it's okay. That it helps Lugia matchup. It doesn't make it like an auto win or anything, but it helps, and it also just is good enough in other places that. Cause I like another kind of totally unrelated thing. It feels kind of weird if I'm just like, I've been playing Wiggly like for weeks, and that's what I've been saying like I would play and stuff, and I've been like playing it on all these streams, and I just like show up to Orlando and I don't have I'm playing some kind of other control deck. I mean, that would be to my advantage because people see they're sitting across from me and would think I'm playing Wigglytuff when I wouldn't. But I feel like unless they preload energies onto the Wigglytuff, yeah, it would live 2 hits from a Chinchino. Do we think it'll be super highly represented? Well, Lugia was like 9% at EUIC. I'm sure that will trend down, but I doubt it goes too far. And like, it's not gonna go down to like 5%. Like it's my win strategy is like 6 or 7%. But I don't think it's going anywhere. Play Alessandra's list. I'm not a very big Noivern enjoyer. Yeah, that is 3 Lugias would definitely be a skill issue. But it would leave no room for error in other matchups, because like that's not just Lugia, because like you also like future hands could be a problem. Tina's not easy. Arctina can be an issue. It's not just like I'm beating everything aside from Lugia. If it were that easy, I would just do that. Or Tusky X instead of Wiggly. It's an interesting idea. I feel like it gets a lot worse because like the main thing it had on Wigglytuff is it was pretty versatile in like the Tina matchup. But now if Tinas are playing Banette, then Tusk just sucks against Tina. But like also I feel like everyone's discounting Lugia right now. Like that's like if everyone is thinking the same way, I kind of be the opposite of that. Like before it was everyone was saying about how Stall was super good and you had to respect Stall. Now everyone's saying Lugia is not real. Lugia is not real. It's a bad deck. It's too inconsistent. And while I'm not like super worried about like the local meta, because like people travel from all over the place. It's not like regionals are just made up of people from Orlando. There's gonna be like 2,500 players, so most of those will not be locals. Yeah, it's just because like the Wiggly approach like isn't totally dead outside of Lugia. So that's like kind of why I sort of like it. Lugia's bad into Ancient and Future. I don't think it's that bad into Ancients. I guess it's probably not great. I don't know. India passed like, I mean, Hedrick went back. I guess that was when Lugia was super broken, right? That's true. Like if you are a top player, you want to live and die by your own skill. So, yeah, Lugia wouldn't be something that appeals to you super much. But like, I mean, people play. Top players do sometimes play high roll decks, though. It's like, yeah. But my main concern isn't because yeah, if I made it through day one with the more risky list, I guess you could say, I'd probably be in a more advantageous position. But if I'm making it through first, HQ for future hands, they just attach on their energy. Hey, and everyone knows C-Power is a super easy high roll deck, but yet top players still remain to still keep playing. I'm trolling. It's just an interest. Like that's like pretty much where I'm at. Cause I have two lists that I'm happy about. Give or take a couple of cards. But I'm it's just more so picking up the matchups I want to target. I didn't say anything bad about C-Pow. I was more so making fun of people who say C-Pow is an easy deck until they've not played C-Pow before. Or if they have, they haven't played it very well. And they're just mad that they can't sequence. So they're like, it's easy. It is not a problem. You will list that you're happy about give or take 60 cards. Me too. How to beat the new Guardy with Control? Like the one that like Fabian played at USC. So this matchup would be kind of difficult, I think. Because, I mean, they do have Turo and only 9 energies, so I think your game plan would be to try to spread energies around. And if they don't want to bench a lot of things, then having an offensive threat like Wigglytuff to put pressure on them and force them to bench a bunch of Curlias would be good. Because you have, like, Mawile, and I guess we probably would like to have a Snorlax, then, if we were doing that. Have I seen Sanders' lists? I'm not, like... I like the Regieleki. I think that's a pretty cool idea. I'm not sure I like the light parts though. That's like adding a little more consistency is kind of neat, but I'm not sure if it's like at what price. Like you're there is like upside lost by like committing 4 spots to a light part. I once heard someone at locals say C-Pow was such a consistent deck because all you needed was just an Irida to get going. And it's like, dang, bro, if it were just that simple, you just Irida and you got your candy backs and 6 energies and both Frigibax and a Radiant Greninja and 2 Bidoof. If we're just that simple. I kind of don't know where to go. It's over here. Because there is more draw, which is good. Like, it gives you more of an early game if you can't get the bird going right away, or there's devos and stuff happening. But I think that's there's like no Mimikyu in here, so this is like totally picking up their cards against Charizard, right? Like, if I'm against Charizard, I just lose the game. Like, I can go Cape, I have to like bait Vac, then go Cape Regieleki. And then they can still Radzard. So yeah, this is not gonna work. This just, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this list. I mean, as goated as Sander is, not a fan. Alright, round 6 coming in against a Snorlax stall. So 2 Galaxy 3 had 2 Xylenes. Dang, man. Dang. 3 sisters, 2 berries. Well, just gotta do it again. I think no Cologne and Seapow is fine. It's kind of hard to have when it's like most meaningful. What is so? I guess they're probably not gonna like leave Charmeleon, like evolve up on their Charmeleon, or they just lose to a Mimikyu. So you just Devo loop. But what's stopping them from just like hitting you with Radiant Charizard? I guess then you hit them with your Radzard. Huh. No, Yochu can't get back Yochu. If it were that easy. If it was like Lusamine loop all over again, yeah, everyone would be doing that. One thing that does kind of concern me, like, about Zard, like the Zard matchup IRL is like, or just control in general IRL is like, there's not a ton of time for like bricks and stuff, like especially like against something like Zard. Like if you have like a brick game 1, Zard can probably draw a game out to 30 minutes, and you're not finishing a game in 20 minutes. Like you're finishing a 20-minute game 3 or a 10-minute game 3. And that particular build, I guess, of control would also kind of scoop to the Regieleki. Was there even a Luxray in there? So let's go about towards our lists. He played Team Yaocheer into Turris to try to beat the Estall matchup. That literally was just it. Close deck would be way harder IRL. Well, it's harder and it's easier because your opponents are more likely to make mistakes against you, but also like because they don't have, you do have infinite knowledge of like exactly what resources they have, but also they have the added benefit of just being able to know exactly what you're trying to do, and it could lead to them playing around some stuff that doesn't exist or not factoring a certain thing in. Airy right away is a little annoying. Top 256 with Wigglytuff, but I think Chroma Skull's list seems better. I could definitely see that. Yeah. But also, I think depends on how Future is built. Like, if people are gonna play the list that got top 8, the one that has the 2 psychic energies, I'm not sold that Noivern solves that matchup. I can't grab that, or we just get sniped. This is actually kind of bad because I can't get where I want it to go right now. Because like with if I'm playing control, I can make an educated guess what my opponent, the counts of my opponent's deck, and sometimes that will be wrong and I could lose or be put in a disadvantageous position because of it. But also my opponent really can't, I mean they can guess what I have, but it always won't be very good for them. If Future plays double Psychic Energy and can load up 2 crowns, it definitely does not auto the matchup. Even 1 Psychic is a little sketchy. Crown's attack hits through Covert Flight, and no, I didn't. Wait, they play Vac? They play Vac in Snorlax. Oh, bodied so hard for benching it. They do play a 1 of Vac. Dude, come on. Dude, come on. So cringe, man. It's like an instant charge. The Noivern gameplay was a lot better when Future played 0 Psychics, but now we got our Lumen invitations. That was lucky that we drew the Lumen off the instant charge. Oh, we had it otherwise. RIP. This is so scuffed. I'm pretty sure we lose. Or, well, not. I haven't lost, but this is bad. This is very bad. This is already. They already have, like, more resources on us, and they get ahead. Alright, nothing too bad. Don't really need another DTE. So we'll get ourselves a Pidgeot. And also, like, kind of sussed out a little bit here, because we did prize a candy. But we had, like, all the recovery things. Let's boss up Rotom and try to slow down there. They're milling a little bit. Cannot pull a candy or an Arven to save my life. Got absolutely bodied for that Forest Sealstone drop. I didn't look all the way down on their list, and yeah, we got bodied. But also, like, IRL, I'm not playing on Vac and Snorlax, so I feel like we're more likely to get Iono than Vac. Well, I get a Eerie. That's neat. Oh, Penny. Penny goes hard. Penny is very... Okay, we don't instant charge because we don't want to draw a candy and get it airied away. Busted. The broken Penny top deck. I swear, if they Erica my Lumineon again, we cry. We are absolutely crying. No, don't do it. Okay, good. But they give me my candy. Please don't. Palpad. I mean, and they're burning their pads rather aggressively. Man, I'm so far behind them in the deck outrace. There's a Sinnoh. I'm not really too worried about that. I'm just gonna start punching their Chi-Yu. Okay, did not mill the candy. We can keep gaming. Alright, this is wonderful. Alright, let's go. We can start hitting them. For the 2-hit, actually. Keep the cape in down. Yeah, we might honestly win this game by taking 6. Or just like by knocking out Chi. Makes it hard for them to like recover it, and then that could give us buy us enough time that Luxray or our own Chi. Cleanest Wasteland plus Defiance Band lets Minior one hit Iron Hands and turns off Heavy Baton. But like, can't you just play Glasses Minior? Oh, but the Wasteland also turns out bands. It's a pretty big combo. Like, I just play like rather play Glasses Minior and at least like go Glasses Minior back and at least have a little more utility in other matchups. Hey boss, I can board out. Okay, this actually is not that bad. I mean, we are way behind in the deck out race. But overall, it's not horrible. They've been my super rod already, which is low key kind of scary. Oh, we actually hit their super rod, so they're gonna have a tough time getting this Chi-Yu set up again. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're talking about in Snorlax. Okay, now I understand. That's actually not okay. Install, that's not a horrible idea. Because like an Arven kind of gets you there. I don't really care about turning on CC. Because I have pennies and stuff. Like if I just let the Chi sit there, I'm always losing 2 deck outs. I'm never winning the deck out race. I do turn on their counter catchers and that kind of sucks. But we're not winning this game via what's it called? By milling them. At least not yet. Yeah. Like if I just instead started milling, I'm 16 cards behind. They dumped my last Pal Pad. Or no, I still have one left. Pulling back up my Rotom. Rude. They're being so aggressive with their pads. That's their last pad. Lux Cape Deluxe. Okay. My deck is kind of small, which is a little scary. Cyllene is not real. Cyllene, why do you gotta be so fake? Okay. Oh yeah, top cut rules are so hard for Control. They pretty much have to win 2-0. I mean, this like does have a little way to play offensively. Oh no, is my last pad gonna... Okay, that was kind of a lucky break. I think get back down to relax. I just have to like start Fang sniping or even Chi-Yuing. And I think we're kind of chilling. Dude, come on! I need to get these Pal Pads back. Bruh. Cyllene, why can't you be real? These one heads help bro out a little bit. Sheesh. Come on. Over 4 on the game. Game's totally scripted. Yeah, it's very rigged. They get an Arven. I mean, they're almost out of catchers. So worth it to play one Yao. If you expect a lot of mirror match and stuff, I don't hate it. Cyllene's tired. It's past Cylene's bedtime, I guess. I just need like I get like a double heads here, makes me a little more comfortable about things. Can't I Klawf them? No, because the Sinnoh's down. If I would have bounced Sinnoh, then maybe. Right. I wonder if they're like... Okay, please, Cyllene. I have to hold the Cyllene for a turn, though. Because if I play it and leave it on top of the deck, it gets sistered away. If I instant charge into it, it gets airied away. Alright, they play their own Cyllene. And Cyllene decides to cooperate for them. Very, very not nice. They put back in the Super Rod. That's pretty scary, because, like, that's getting Chi-Yu back. Do I run Iono here and just... I think we probably do. Break up their big combo. I think if they get back into the Chi, we might be cooked. Now we're not that far behind on deck outs. Alright. We're trying to get there. We're making moves. They burn an airy. That's great. I know Tusk. Tusk is mid because Luigi is mid. And Tina plays Banette now, so that's kind of not good for us. Alright, Cyllene. Good enough. Good enough. All right. Get back the Cyllene as well as Penny. All right. We do want to start building towards our own Chi-Yu play. Or even Luxray. You just love Dusk as a Pokemon, so you're coping. That was kind of a missplit for them. I mean, I'd rather have... I don't think there's too much upside at all to that Erica. Because I could like have Chi-Yu in my hand and that like actively does me a favor. Where's that drop Lux and attach? It could have been. Cause now I can like threaten the Fang Snipe. And that probably gets them to play another counter catcher. Cyllene, bro, 1 for 7. Come on, dude. Something tells me we're a little under odds right now, chat. Yeah, that Erica just made them have to burn another boss. That didn't make a ton of sense. This is very, very annoying. Alright. I think I go for a Fang Snipe here. Apply a little pressure on them. Also could like deny Penny Yochu. I don't know if this is like actually gonna win me the game where like Singe might. Sheesh. I didn't. Bro, I'm such an idiot. I didn't bench the Rotom like I should have. Well played me. Why is Lugia so bad? It's just not very consistent. Dang it. I didn't match the Rotom. I'm gonna get bodied for that. They know I have it in hand. They just instantly play Erica. At least they should. But they might be kind of hesitant though, since if I had my third penny, I could penny Rotom KO active. They just go Sisters. Sisters seems really bad. Why would you Sisters there? You know I have Rotom in hands. I feel like Sisters provides like no upside. You know all my pads are in the discard pile. Yeah, that was not it. I was gonna have... We were gonna have words, Cyllene, if that was another double tails. But still, 2 out of 10 is not great. I am not amused. We're almost to the point where we rip Sisters and try to go for the Chi-Yu. Cyllene is definitely a paid actor. Now we bench the Rotom. That's fine. Yeah, Yaocheer is pretty good in Mirror Match. I guess we take the Arven away so they can't just go search out Super Rod. I don't know why they haven't done that. We'll take the Arven away. It's not that bad. I heard someone bring up a pretty good point though about juniors and Luigi doing well in juniors. They have less rounds, so there's less rounds to get bodied by variants. So it honestly makes sense to see it do well. Hand Trooper would be pretty good right now. You're not wrong. They finally decided to put down the Pidgeot. Oh, they top decked Forest Seal. That's not bad. Yeah, getting the Fang Snipes does feel good. They're gonna start Chi-Yu milling me though. Cause yeah, they have Penny and stuff. That feels really, really bad for us. And they're down both their cards, so they can't do that. So I just pocket a Cyllene this turn. Fang Snipe again, discard a Penny probably. Whoa, I don't know if they should have done that. Because now we can hit a Yaocheer or Cyllene. Do I ever just go grab Chi-Yu for myself? I mean, I feel like securing the Cyllene is pretty good, but also just like milling them seems kind of good. I think Ancient Box will do well in seniors since it won UIC. I mean, probably. I feel like the gear might be the best piece there, so they can't go gear for Cyllene. Like, what does 1 penny do realistically? I mean, they could Yakima energy off my Pidgeot. I guess that would be kind of annoying. So we can either just retreat and hit, or we just start milling them. I think it's better for us to mill them, but then what if they Iono? I think we lose. So I think we go retreat hits, grab the Cyllene here. Because they're in sort of an awkward spot where they have to... Yeah, they can't keep milling every single turn if I do this. They could go Yakumo and just mill again, but then if I... No, I don't want to discard Sinnoh because I like being able to hit 120. Because then, well... how much does that matter? Because I want to be able to have earlier Radzard up against Tina in future. Uh-oh. And hit the fire energy. No, 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 no. dude, come on. Yeah, now we just lose. 2 out of 12? Cracked. What was that 2 out of 12 or 3 out of 12? I lost track. Either way. Absolutely terrible. Either way, that sucked. Alright, now we need a double heads here to save our game. We need that double heads. That's pretty fitting. Dang it. I think that was 2 out of 14. If I mathed correctly. Let's see, I'll show coin flips 1. I know I played 7 Cylenes. Yeah, that's a 2 out of 14. Well, that is ultra frustrating. First, we get kind of slow played into a tie. Then Cyllene doesn't show up to work. It's just one of those days. Oh well, we can pack it up and call it a night, and that's fine. Yeah, because my opponent kind of screwed up, and the blustery wind plays pretty good in that matchup. Roseanne wouldn't have mattered. It can't get back more supporters. But yeah, we have misplay, slow play, and Cyllene not working, so pretty good. But yeah, that's all for tonight. I'm kind of tilted now, so yeah. Looks like probably nothing tomorrow, but definitely late night. And I'll probably try to jam some kind of tournament on Thursday as well, because that'll be my last day before Orlando. I know, right? Like, if I'm able to punch the, like, if I hit double heads on that Cyllene right before the end, and I can punch the Chi-Yu, we definitely win. So kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. Like the block matches, it feels fine if you do that strat where you hit the Chi-Yus and stuff. But yeah, this didn't quite go our way, which it happens. We're playing coin flip cards. So I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Control's good. Sub if you haven't already. Join the Discord link below. And y'all have a good night, and I will see you again on Wednesday night probably for more Control gaming. Bye.